Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
This week, in St. George, Utah, a woman disappears from her home, leaving behind only blood and a bullet hole in a window, only to be found murdered in the worst possible way. The case unfolds into a national news story with the accused murderer using a very new, very unique defense. But will it work? Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another insane, crazy, wild edition of Small Town Murder. It's been crazy lately. It's only going to get crazier, everybody. Here it goes. We have a wild story for you today. Before we get to that, real quick, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Oh, yeah?
Get your tickets for live shows, also merchandise, new stuff up as well over there. But definitely get your tickets. After the summer, we have more live shows. On September 18th, we're at the Pabst in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
There's a few tickets left for that, so get those pretty quick here. Don't wait. Milwaukee, and then the next night in Minneapolis, September 19th at the State Theater. Get your tickets right now. Don't let Milwaukee punk you.
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
It's one of the best places in the country.
We love
It's
Minneapolis.
So
it's fun. So can't wait to get there. And then we're October 3rd in Dallas, October 16th, 17th, San Jose, Sacramento. And then in November, we are in Terrytown and Boston. So get your asses in there. Get some tickets. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also listen to our other shows, Crime and Sports. And of course, Your Stupid Opinions, which is just hilarious. I think I broke a rib last week laughing during that show.
So fun.
Just making the show. So I hope you guys maybe break a rib listening to it. So then get yourself Patreon, everybody. You want Patreon. Patreon.com/crime in sports. By the way, Patreon is Patreon. So
isn't that fun?
Get in there. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get everything we put out, including as soon as you subscribe, you're going to get a huge catalog of back bonus episodes you've never heard before to binge on. It's like a whole new feed. It's almost 400 episodes, so it's a lot. Then you get new ones every other week, one Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. This week, and you get it all, everybody. This week, everything. This week, what you're going to get for Crime and Sports, we are going to do theme park disasters again. Oh, we can't wait. Every few months, you can hear there's posts about it. When are more theme park disasters coming? And people get the itch for them.
Every summer.
Every summer, it's coming. Then Small Town Murder, it's a user's choice, everybody. You pick. It's going to be a poll on Patreon, either The Crash, which is that Mackenzie Shirilla killed her friends driving into a wall thing, or Corey Richins Part 3, because so much more stuff came out in sentencing. Her kids' statements came in, which contradicted everything she said. Yeah. And you get to hear from the jurors a little bit, and her wild statement that she made for an hour, her rambling elocution of horseshit. So either way, whichever one you don't pick will be the next one. And then it's prisoner dating game time. So do that. Patreon.com/crime in sports is where you get all of that. And you get everything we put out. Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinions, Small Town Murder, all ad-free with your Patreon as well.
You bet.
And you get a shout out at the end of the show here where Jimmy will try to pronounce your name properly, but no promises, everybody.
What do you want from me?
What do you want? Their names are hard. They really are. So that said here, disclaimer time. Hey, this is a comedy show, everybody. We're comedians. There's going to be murder, obviously. The show's called Small Town Murder. It'd be weird if there was no murder. And there's going to be jokes because we can't help it. We have to make jokes. And
part of it,
to us, it makes us be kind of more comfortable with the whole thing.
Yeah.
The serious talk about a murder seems kind of creepy. Let's lighten it up a little bit here. And you're not around the murder. There's plenty of stuff to make fun of. We make fun of the murderer. We make fun of if some police force doesn't know how to do their job and lets some guy go free and murder more people. It's the type of thing we make fun of. But what we don't do, what we never do, is we don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why?
Because we're assholes.
But
We're not scumbags. See how that works? It's real easy. So if that sounds good to you, you're going to hear a hell of a crazy story. If you think true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, I don't know. Maybe we're not for you, but this is what we're doing. So check it out. And if you like it, you like it. If not, no complaining later. That's
not
all.
gonna change it.
That's it. That's what the show is. That said, I think it's time, everybody. What do you say here to sit back, clear the lungs, and let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody.
okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we? All right. We're going to Utah this week.
Yeah.
Which we were in Utah a few weeks ago.
Not bad.
Well, it's pretty anyway.
It's a
nice
beautiful
mountains.
place.
Beautiful place. Not for me, but I mean, beautiful for anybody. But the place isn't quite for me. But that's fine. That's all right. People seem to enjoy it there. This is St. George, Utah.
Yeah.
It's in southwestern Utah, like all the way in the corner there. You know where it is from the electric company.
Yeah, it's just
probably.
northwest of Page.
Yeah, there you go. It's about an hour and 45 minutes to Las Vegas. About 4 hours and 5 minutes to South Salt Lake City, which
It's a ways up there.
It's a way up there, which was our last our last Utah episode 662, The Master of Deceit. That was the one where they had to basically piece somebody's body together like Hangman, finding body parts here and over there. That was a crazy episode. Utah, when you guys decide to kill over there, you're pretty repressed. But when you just decide to go nuts, you really go all out. I'll give you that.
Extreme. Yeah.
It's pent up from decades. You just explode on people. This is in Washington.
I'm sure.
I think so. Swear words, drinking regular beer, not even 2.5% or whatever they used to have there.
Running across the border to get real alcohol.
Yeah, over there. This is in Washington County. Area code is 435. It's got a nickname and a motto. So
is that right?
You get both. The nickname is Utah's Dixie. And we'll explain why that is very quickly in the history here. There's a reason for that. And the motto is, quote, "It's the brighter side."
Oh.
Of what? We don't know.
Of Utah? The other side is fucking...
Maybe it's...
Well, I mean, it's pretty bright, too. Mostly just white people, but...
Well, yeah. And I'll tell you what. You go outside anywhere around there, it's bright.
Yeah, it's bright.
The Southwest in this desert area and all, it's like nuclear flash bright.
Yeah.
Speaking of nuclear stuff, there's some nuclear stuff involved in this town,
sky is like, in the summertime, people are like, oh, the sky's so blue
it's not
here.
Even blue.
Like, it's fucking white.
It's white because it's just a glare.
White hot.
It's a weird, odd glare. You don't even get a blue sky, but yet there's no clouds. It's so weird.
It's just white.
History here. So the town was settled in 1861. Meant to be a cotton mission, which is why it became Utah's Dixie, because it was they were wanting to grow cotton here. Now, never became a successful commodity around the area. It just didn't quite work out. No. But for some reason, the area kept growing in population anyway, even though the thing that people came here for failed. Doesn't make sense. But basically, compared to Utah, St. George is more Arizona than it is Utah.
Yeah, it's that.
There's no mountains.
When you think of Utah and you think of like all the rock formations and the red dirt and shit like that.
The big mountains and the snow-covered shit.
No, I mean, the red shit is down here.
The red shit's down here. Yeah,
that's not anywhere near. None of that shit's near Salt Lake.
Yeah, I said no mountains, but I meant no snow-covered mountains. None of that shit that's in Salt Lake. No, there's no skiing around this area whatsoever. It's 115
It's mostly hiking trails and very hot shit.
Yeah, if you like to hike when it's 115, this place is for you, basically.
Right up your alley.
So the settlement is named after George A. Smith, who was an LDS church apostle, of course.
Yeah.
In 1877, the LDS completed the St. George, Utah Temple, and it was the church's third temple. And it's the oldest still in active use in Utah.
No shit.
Yeah, it is. Now, in the early 50s, this area, St. George, received most of the bad shit from the fallout of the above-ground nuclear testing that went on.
Whoops.
At Yucca Flats, the Nevada testing site that's northwest of Vegas, where they would have parties where people would... Remember, they have the rooftop viewing parties where people would eat dinner and you'd watch the nuclear explosions, and just get shitloads of radiation. Because if you can see it, it's getting you.
All
Not
that
good.
shit rode the jet stream right into fucking Utah.
That's the problem. The winds go right through there and basically carried the fallout directly to St. George. It was like,
whoops.
Might as well have brought it in like a package with a bow on it and said, Candygram, and, handed it over, and then fallout comes out. So
What's in here? Another eyeball.
Yeah. So there's, a tail. That's not normal. So there was huge increases in the frequency of cancer in the population, including leukemia, lymphoma, thyroid cancer, breast cancer, melanoma, bone cancer, brain tumors, gastrointestinal tract cancers. I think they could just say all the cancers.
Holy.
This was reported from the mid-50s until the early 80s, basically, until all those people kind of died off and cycled out.
30 years of that shit.
Yep. In 1980, People magazine reported that from about 220 cast and crew members who filmed the 1956 movie The Conqueror on location near St. George, 91 of those people out of 220 had come down with cancer. 91 out of 220. That is a lot. That's a lot. Among the cancer deaths were John Wayne, obviously, and Susan Hayward as well, the film stars. So even they died of cancer. But John Wayne was old, and I think he smoked like 3 packs a day, too, so that doesn't help.
He lived into his 80s, didn't he?
I think so, but I guess the lifetime odds of developing cancer for men in the U.S. population are 43%. And this place is a lot higher than that, apparently. In 1992, the St. George earthquake destroyed 3 houses, as well as a bunch of utility shit, which you probably had to deal with at that point. Not in 92. You're a little young for that. 2005, they had a 100-year flood come through and just destroy shit and killed a person, and 28 homes were destroyed. So
this is extreme desert weather.
The earth doesn't want you here.
No.
That's what it is.
The lizards survive here. That's it.
This and that. Tries to shake you off. You don't leave. It tries to wash you out. You don't leave. I mean, for a bunch of people that believe in God, they sure don't take signs very much. You know what I'm saying? Jesus.
They aren't taking the fucking hint.
They're not taking the hint. Reviews of this town. I've never been here, so let's find out what people think of this place. They might love it. Here's 5 stars. St. George is where I was born and raised, while still currently living here. Okay, a weird way to put that, but sure. While still currently living here. It said, I still live here. Matter of fact, I still live here.
Born and raised ain't left.
No, it's a great in-between of small town and plenty to do with a variety of residents, also known as Dixie. There's a great variety of public schools, sports teams, job opportunities, etc. I enjoy living here. Hence the 5 stars. It's an exclamation at the end, too. Here's 3 stars. St. George is a very friendly town for those who are wanting a good place to settle. On the other hand, if you want any nightlife or just fun activities to do, it's really not the place to do it.
Right, because you've settled.
Yeah, you've settled. If you like church or walking around in the heat up a rock, this is for you. Otherwise, find somewhere else.
Is there a lake? I think there's a lake there, too.
Maybe, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Here's 3 stars. Very family friendly, but everyone is caught up in keeping up with the Joneses. That's a big Mormon thing that you got to.
Does. There's a fucking TV show about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone seems to be copy and paste. Mm-hmm. And then finally, here, 1 star. This person is unhinged, and it's wild. St. George wins the award of being the most hated city for domesticated animals. Okay. Good luck.
By who?
Well, we'll find out in the review here. Good luck finding a place to rent when you own an animal. They especially hate dogs here.
Okay.
No one wants to rent. There are people on trails pointing guns at hikers' dogs, telling them they have the right to kill their dogs. Kill me? What are you talking about? I'm going to shoot your dog because I can. Yeah. What are you talking about? Which they don't, in parentheses. Police doesn't care. They doesn't care, man.
Is it one police or are there several? Because you may be using that wrong.
Chuck doesn't care. Police doesn't care and won't do a thing because they're all related to each other somehow. I don't know if he means in whatever way or if he means, cosmically. I'm not sure.
Somehow that happened, yeah.
Yeah. So everything gets put on a shelf. All right. Speaking of feelings, come to any place and you can feel the heavy feeling of repression. The air reeks of repression and low IQ points. It's noticeable, which makes me laugh at first. Then it makes me cry because I live here.
Good Lord.
Oh, wow, that is depressing. All right, population in this town, right now it's shot up like crazy.
Yeah.
92,875.
God damn.
When the murder happened that we're going to talk about in 1990, there was 28,502. It is
90,000 people have moved here.
It's crazy.
80,000 in a decade, 2 decades.
Yeah,
3 decades.
in 2000,
it's
it
been a
only
long
had
time.
49,000 people in 2000. So it's almost 50,000 people have moved here in the last 25 years. So that's pretty impressive. More women than men, 51% women, but not a lot there. Median age is right about the national average, 37.9. It's a lot of LDS, so it's a lot of families, a lot of kids, and things like that. Matter of fact, it's 60% married, basically 59.7% married people. Very low single with children people. Yeah. It's very much families here. Race in this town: 80.7% white, 0.8% black, 0.8% Asian. Is there like a quota here or something? That's it. No more. They closed the gate. That's enough now. Sorry. Families reaching for each other through fences. That's 8. Yeah. That's 0.8%. That's all we can. That's all we can handle.
Get a feel of the migration pattern of this town.
Yeah. 0.9% Native American, 13% Hispanic. 78% of the people here are religious, which is about as high as it gets. It's 50-50.
That's about as high as we've ever heard.
Normal. Yeah, it's in the ballpark of other Utah cities, basically. And a whopping, this is not even close.
Far and away.
70.4% of the people here. So 78% are religious and 70.4% of those, not of those people, of everybody. So 70.4% are Mormon here. It is a Mormon town. Nobody's even close. As we know, the LDS are the Baptists of the Western mountain regions here. Whatever it is. Unemployment low here. Median household income, $63,604, which is below the national average, which is odd for Utah. Usually they make decent money in Utah at a lot of these places. Right. So you would think the housing would be cheap also. No. But cost of living here, 100 is average. Here it's 110, and the housing is the highest thing of everything.
Yeah, it feels like when the population rises like that in a rapid succession, houses gain value fast because supply and demand, babe.
That's what I mean. They can't build them fast enough to have that many people come in here. Median home cost $485,000.
Holy shit.
Which is well above the national average by $150,000. So if we've convinced you, damn it, you like the heat, you got plenty of sunscreen, and you got your hiking shoes on, and you don't want to bring your dog, we have for you the St. George, Utah Real Estate Report. The average 2-bedroom rental here is $1,270, which is like right at the national average. So renting seems like the better option here. But if you need to buy, here they are here. We have number 1, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,050 square foot trailer.
Oh.
It's a trailer around other trailers. It's got like wood around the bottom.
That's nice.
They made it look like it's not going anywhere. There's like a metal carport outside. Inside, it's got some carpet that has been there a while. Let's just say that. It's like gray, and it looks like it is. I don't know if it was gray to begin with, but it's gray now. Yeah. It's old. It's a bit dingy in there. Just had a price cut, by the way, of $19,000. This house is $81,000.
That is 20% off.
That's 20% off. That's a smoking deal. They couldn't sell that thing. Next up, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,039 square feet. So it's a pretty small. It's smaller than the trailer by 11 square feet. Right. It's not a huge house, but it's a house, and it looks nice from the outside. Yeah. It's not a big lot either. It's a small lot, kind of crammed in. Houses were like right next to each other. Sure. It almost looks like those patio homes in Phoenix, how they are, with like the retirement communities.
Almost a condominium, but single level.
But single level, single family. $293,000 for that.
It's a bit much.
That seems pricey. Just had a $5,000 price cut, so they agree. It was a little much. Then next up, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, T-bowl for each and every beehole over here. 4,340 square feet. At 0.34 acre lot, so not huge, not small. It looks like one of the nice like West Phoenix kind of houses. Basically, it's a lot
ranch
of beige.
Style, you say?
Yeah, a lot of beige. It's got, the tile roof and some stonework around that goes 3/4 of the way up. You know what I mean? That Phoenix house they built around 2007, 2008. Yeah. Those. It just had a $50,000 price cut as well. So apparently the real estate's not doing great in Utah, or in this portion of it anyway. Yeah. $1,169,000 for that, which it just doesn't look like
3/4 of an acre.
Yeah, I'd like some more land if I'm going to pay that much money. Was looking
it's
for
only
a house.
4,000 square feet. That's stupid.
4,300. It's not like it's enormous. You couldn't have
absurd.
8 kids and live there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be tough. Yeah. So, be impossible. Things to do in this town. All right, not a whole lot. I got to be honest with you. It is mainly hiking, outdoorsy shit. Yeah, even these things are still outdoors type of things. There's the St. George Water Lantern Festival, which looks real boring.
Water lantern is like the little opposites. Oh, lily pad things.
Yeah, and then with the things around them and you float them on a lake. Yeah. One of those. Experience the enchantment of a floating candle. Can you handle it, Jimmy?
Wow.
Can you handle that
Disney
kind of enchantment?
Did this. Yeah.
Yep. A magical evening at our Water Lantern Festival. Join us as we gather by the water's edge to celebrate love, hope, and dreams, all illuminated by the gentle glow of floating lanterns.
Is that what we're celebrating?
Hope, love, and dreams, babe. That's it.
When?
That's how it's happening. I don't even know what it is. Doesn't matter. That's how we're celebrating.
It's not February, then fucking stupid.
Yeah, what are we doing? As the sun begins to set, you'll be captivated by the serene beauty of the scene. It's a lot of words that mean boring. Serene, gentle, all these words mean boring.
A lot of silence.
A lot of silence. Not a lot for the kids, I wouldn't think here. Mm-hmm. Then there is the St. George Dinosaur Discovery Site.
I believe that.
Tons of dinosaur shit around here. Big dinosaur footprints in the dirt and shit like that. Yeah. Cool stuff if you're into that. This is an indoor museum built directly over thousands of actual dinosaur tracks and fossils. They built it over it so you can just go in and look on the floor. So
they probably destroyed some for making the foundation for this.
Probably or possibly. Either that or they were real careful. Now, I found a couple of reviews, and I think this is the best way to find out about this place. Yeah. Here's a 5-star review. This was an incredible discovery on a recent trip to St. George. It's so educational and fun. It's good for kids and adults with intellectual curiosity. It was so enjoyable to see actual dinosaur footprints and impressions of skin left in the ancient waterways. Plan to spend more than an hour here. They have an excellent selection of books to learn more. Okay. Skin left. Impressions of where the skin was.
Where it fell down and died in the rock bed?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. Then there's a 1-star review. Very disappointing. Mud tracks only. No dinosaurs. Oh.
Holy shit.
Sorry, it wasn't Jurassic Park, you fucking... This is America, everybody. Or not even America, the world. This is who we're living with.
What the fuck?
When people go, society's all fucked up, you can't have a society when people go, there's no dinosaurs. You can't have a society like that.
This person dinosaur exists on the sign. That's not fair.
When this person's driving on the road, you are counting on them to not just drive into your children, because they're so this fucking stupid. It says 10 to 15 minutes to go through the entire place.
And McDonald's thinks we're capable of bringing up our own food.
Yeah, no. Can't do it. You can't even...
No.
This
fucking moron thinks there's dinosaurs.
Yes, and there's a fucking insane. There's a response here.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm sorry to hear you were disappointed during your visit. I'm not sure what you mean by, quote, no dinosaurs, as we have hundreds of dinosaur footprints on display and several real-life restorations of what these animals looked like when alive. So just making sure you thought dinosaurs would be here, walking around. You could pet them.
Yeah.
It's a petting zoo.
Are you okay? But they know.
They know. Crime rate in this town, what we're interested in here. Property crime, a little bit below average, but not too much.
They can't figure it out.
But no, violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course, assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime is about half the national average.
Yeah, they can't figure it out.
No, they don't know how guns work, probably. They're like, what happened? They click it back. They're like, I'm pressing
something. A lot of
something.
suicide.
Just looking down the barrel. Oh, no, damn it. That is incredible. No dinosaurs. That's the dumbest review. We do a show about dumb reviews, and that's the dumbest review I've ever seen for anything.
It's a fucking idiot.
That's an idiot. He doesn't know dinosaurs are extinct. Okay. He's like, I saw Jurassic Park. There are dinosaurs you could have used. They used them. Why couldn't you use them?
I'm so sad.
Borrow some dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Okay, let's talk about this murder now. Okay, let's start out 1990. As a matter of fact, July 22nd, 1990. It is hot, hot, hot around in these parts right now. $110 every day. I mean,
dry.
Cooking. Oh, cooking. Yeah. Let's talk about a lady named Nancy Snow. Now, Nancy is in her late 30s at this point, and she is at this very moment thrice divorced.
Oh.
Okay.
3 times.
3 times. Very recently is the third time.
The third one.
So I'll give you that. You get married, especially it's, Utah. Maybe she got married when she was 18. Well,
maybe she was forced. Yeah.
That's not going to work. Or you even just thought it was a good idea to do. And if it's encouraged by everyone around you, you do it. And then you go, Jesus, why didn't you tell me not to do this?
Or you get married to run away from whatever the fuck was back
or
there.
That, 9 kids in the house or some shit. Or just whatever, just found someone she thought she was in love with. Either way, that didn't work out. Maybe you think, oh, now you found the one, and now, who knows? Maybe he's not who you thought.
Maybe he's like the pattern that you got away from.
And then things are starting to get ugly for her here. Now, she's a receptionist at a nursing home, and she has a friend here that works at the nursing home with her. Technically, it's kind of her boss, I guess. I mean, she's a receptionist. This woman's kind of like the head of the nursing staff, but I don't know if it's her direct supervisor, but, whatever. But they hang out all the time. They're like best friends. They've gotten pretty close to each other. Now, her friend doesn't show up for somewhere she's supposed to be, I believe, work on the morning of July 22nd. She doesn't show up, and so Nancy Snow calls her house. And she doesn't answer either. So she's like, God damn it. She drives over to Nancy's house. Now, she had dropped Nancy off at her house the night before. So she's like, I know she came home the night before. I dropped her off because they had gone out to a bar the night before to hang out. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you the best thing you can feed your dog. It's Ollie.
Ollie.com. OLLIE.com.
Absolutely. There's a reason why 91% of dog parents say their pup is an important member of the family. It's because they are. That's why. I don't know. Who are those other 9% of those people? We should take their dogs and bring them to my house where they can run around free and have a good time. And I'll feed them Ollie and they'll be very happy. It's excellent stuff. I love my dogs. You know that. I have 3 dogs. You have 2 dogs, and you love them. You have a puppy growing up right now. We want our dogs to be healthy and happy and wagging tails and all that good stuff. And, we love it. And if anyone gets being dog obsessed, it's Ollie. Yep. They're relentless about delivering the best food and experience for you and your dog, and they give you a way to check in on their health over and over and over again as well. And that's what's really cool here. The food, first of all, these recipes are amazing that Ollie does. They're real chefs. They're backed by vet nutritionists. They're really obsessed with making the best meals from the highest quality ingredients, and you can see real food in there. It's food. You want to sit down and eat with the dog. You're jealous. You're like, hey, why do you get that? That's better than my dinner. Food. It's real food. It's really good. And from the moment you start your subscription, everything's tailored right to your dog, your pup. The meals are perfectly portioned. You get a pup tainer and a scoop for easy storing and serving. No messes, anything like that. And the health check-ins are super cool with Ollie. It's not just food. That you use their app and you can actually check in on your dog's health with real vets. You just upload a picture and then their team can check on your dog's weight, digestion, teeth, and coat because they're obsessed with making sure that your pup is as healthy as can be, and so are we. So, it works out. My dogs love the Ollie. They love it. Their poops are smaller. They're looking shiny. They're real happy. They're running around. And the health screenings, too. It's just awesome. Great idea. So get ready for both you and your pup to be obsessed. Head to ollie.com/STM and tell them about your dog and use the code STM to get 70% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer an obsession guarantee. If you're not completely obsessed, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/STM and enter code STM to get 70% off your first box.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a very cool app, Whatnot.
Oh, that app, Whatnot, is terrific.
It is very cool. Whatnot is a live shopping platform where you can buy items. I mean, that's across everything. They have really nice like beauty stuff and apparel and bags. They're big into bags and jewelry and a lot of stuff for ladies, and then a lot of stuff like sneakers and I found the sports card section actually, and that's what I was really concentrating on. And it's great deals you get on there. It's awesome. And also I found a vintage watch that I dig too, because I'm into watches. It's really cool, and you should get on there and check this out. Though I was looking at cards, older cards is what I was looking at, kind of older baseball cards, and then I got into the older football cards, and you get into it. You know what I mean? It's a fun thing to do. It's really interesting. You could have interactions with the seller, and the deals are great. This is a place you can get your favorite stuff, discover new things, and you're not going to pay full price. You're going to get smoking deals. Whatnot is the largest live shopping marketplace in the country, allowing users to enjoy a trusted shopping experience in a real-time format. With over 10,000 fashion, beauty, and bag sellers on Whatnot, there's always something for every buyer and everybody to discover live right now. You almost never pay full price. Shop name brands, but without those retail prices that you never want to pay. Live shopping is a community-driven experience with real-time engagement among like-minded shoppers looking for great deals, buyers, and as a buyer, you're a buyer, you can connect with passionate sellers to discover the unbeatable deals. It's good stuff. I had a great time looking on this app. I was on it, just having a ball, checking it out, and saw some cards I could get really inexpensively. I got a cool watch for way less than I thought it was going to be. So it's great. You should do it. We like it. Download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT Whatnot in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals.
Now back to the show.
So, the friend here that she's looking at is not Mormon, by the way. Okay. As we'll find out. She went to a bar and all that. She wasn't like doing it in secret. She's not from here.
Sometimes they do.
So they do in secret. This wasn't a secret, is what I meant.
Hide it.
Yeah, she's not hiding it. She's just living her life. Now the friend who here goes over to her house. Nancy Snow goes over to her friend's house to say, where the hell are you, basically? Yeah. It's a 2-story residence, and she finds it in complete disarray.
Uh-oh.
From the outside. You can see there's complete disarray. There's like the back screen is like messed up on her kitchen window. There's blood that she can see in the house. Yeah. Things don't look right. They're disheveled. So Nancy, heads to the St. George Police Department right from the house to say, my best friend Janice is missing. I didn't see her.
There's blood all over her house.
I didn't see her in there, but she might be in there, but I don't know, and I can't find her, and she's not answering her phone, and she didn't show up, and she's very dependable, and yada, yada, yada. Even more than that, she says, by the way, if something happened to her, I think I know who did it, as a matter of fact. Which, if you're the police, that's very helpful.
Nancy, you're so good at this.
Someone comes in not only to report a missing person, but then to solve the case for you as well. It's pretty impressive. That's a lot of information.
Don't even put your coffee down, boys.
Wow. Yeah, let's do this. So she said, I bet it's my ex-husband that did this. The last one.
Not her.
Yes, my ex-husband, not Janice's ex-husband, Nancy Snow's ex-husband. She said 3 days ago, we had gone out to a bar and there was a confrontation between me and my friend Janice and my ex-husband. Okay. Where he came up to me and wasn't supposed to be bothering me because I have a restraining order against him, but we were all in the bar at the same time. And so when we saw he was there, Nancy says me and Janice got up to leave and he bothered us. So Janice was yelling at him and telling him to leave me alone and to go, let us leave and don't bother us and things like that. And he got really mad at Janice.
He's my ex-husband, but we had a confrontation with him together
3 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's restraining orders. And we're talking multiple restraining orders are going on.
He's a bad guy.
Then Janice had went and got a restraining order because of the bar incident.
Oh.
Because they had gotten into it at the bar. Yeah. She went the next day and got a restraining order. So within the last 3 days, now Nancy's got restraining orders on him, and now Janice does as well. So when the police, they take her seriously. I mean, they go, oh, Jesus. So and they look it up, and Janice had filed a complaint a couple of days ago. So they go, okay, this makes a lot of sense. Let's look into it. So they go over to Janice's apartment. They find the kitchen window is open. Mm-hmm. The screen from the window is on the ground.
That's not good.
That's not good. Really a good track covering by whoever did this.
Right.
Speaking of track covering, there's also a footprint in the dirt outside.
Uh-oh.
Because there was a hanging plant there that is now taken down and put onto the kitchen counter as well, and some of the dirt from that spilled when it was being taken down. Yeah, it was in the way. So that's how they can tell it definitely came in through the window, and then there's a footprint in the dirt, shoe print. So that's all of that. They think that has to be the point of entry is the kitchen window. So the police detectives here say they found a large amount of blood on the carpet of the townhome, of Janice's apartment here. Blood was also found on the front door, which now there's another entry-exit point here. So they found it on the front door, on the tile inside the front door, a little tile foyer there.
Landing,
A little landing, and on the porch concrete outside the front door.
Okay.
So blood, big pile of it in the living room, and then looks like whatever happened, because there's no body here, by the way.
Oh, they don't find her.
She's not here. There's no people in this house, dead or alive.
Okay.
So they see, obviously, whoever... Now, they don't know, did they leave on their own? Were they carried? Were they dragged?
Nancy started leaking, and then there's a trail of her leaking all the way through the house. Yeah.
Janice. Nancy's the reporting one. Yeah. In addition to that, which, I mean, that looks bad enough as it is, they also found a bullet hole in the front window of the ground floor, which is right by the where they find the blood stain and near the door there. So they find a bullet hole in the window.
Do you know if it went through out or in?
It looks like out.
Okay.
It's an out because the glass would be on the outside. Yeah. And there's a 9mm, and even more proof of it is there's a 9mm shell casing in the kitchen.
On the inside. Yeah.
So, definitely shot from the inside. Mm-hmm. They also find, like I said, the kitchen window open and all that kind of shit. So, and there's one plant on the counter, and then there's a couple more plants that were just like taken down and thrown somewhere. So altogether, they have a 9mm shell casing, which is good evidence. Yeah. They have blood on the carpet, blood on the door, blood on the porch, which they can test and see if it's Janice's. 1990, that's not DNA, but they can at least kind of blood type her anyway. A bullet hole through the front window and no victim.
And plants moved all over the place.
And plants all over the place and a footprint in the dirt outside.
Right.
So they basically they're going, we have to investigate this as a homicide. Because there's a lot of blood. I mean, there's carpet soaked in blood. There's enough blood where it doesn't look like whoever bled this much is probably medically okay.
Yeah, probably.
They didn't bleed this much and then go out to dinner and come home later. Right, there's an issue, and then
certainly.
So they're looking, and the fact that they're not there, and this person didn't like check into a hospital or anything like that. So.
We don't have anywhere close by of them getting help.
No, so they're investigating this as this is a crime scene, obviously, and we have a murder investigation with no victim, which is strange to have. You don't even know if the person's dead. You don't have any idea where their body is, but you already have a suspect, which is because you've already been given a suspect by somebody. Yeah. Now, obviously, they say it all sounds right, but at the same time, they're like, you have to look into Nancy because she's the one who reported it, and she came to the apartment first, and she's the one saying, I bet it's my ex-husband, so who knows?
She's the last one to see her, and
exactly.
she's already steering the investigation. For Christ's
so
sake.
they have to look at her, but they don't. She seemed pretty genuine, they think, when she came in. She seemed genuinely freaked out and like really scared that her friend was missing, essentially.
Right.
So the other thing they find at the house is Janice's car is parked in front of the house. So they look at the car, which is smart police work. They could just say, well, her car has nothing to do with it. If this happened inside the house and, has nothing to do with it. But instead, they really look over the car well, and they find that the car has scuff marks suggesting that it may have been driven through brush. And it also, they find a very specific type of vegetation up in the wheel wells as well.
This has been a great, great find.
It's a real good find. Yeah, where they are very specific where this particular brush grows is that's inside the city limits.
Scientifically, forensics has become botanists as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. We've seen cases where they do all sorts of crazy grass samples to see how long it would die under a car in these conditions. I mean, like, you really got to become
amazing.
Yeah, you want to be a forensic scientist, you better take some botany classes.
Fuck yeah. You better get yourself a Ranger Rick.
Yeah, you're going to need to know where this particular type of shit grows and why it's there and everything. So
pay attention at your doctor's office at those National Geographic.
Definitely. So the friend that they're looking for, the missing woman, is Janice Elaine Fondren, Fondren. Janice. She is born April 20th, 1960. April 20th, same birthday as Corey Richards and Hitler.
Though, right?
Yeah, she's a few years younger than Nancy. Now, Janice, she's born 1960. She just turned 30 a couple of months ago. Right. Now, she's an interesting story. She's from South Carolina, from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. Monks. Moncks.
Where the fuck is that?
It's in Berkeley County, just north of Charleston.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen like Live PD or whatever they call it now on patrol, Berkeley County is one of their counties, and it is there's some rural shit going on, and it's a lot of like chasing people through the woods, and then they have tons of guns on them and drugs. That seems to be Berkeley County.
Never an ID.
No ID or driver's license ever, of course. It's probably not their car, but they're driving.
The craziest thing.
I love that. You have a license? No. People are acting like, why would I have a license? A license? For what?
Can you just hand me the weed? It's legal in this state.
Just please.
I don't have any. Okay, all right. We'll get out and run and frisk you. Where's all this weed coming from?
They never say the weed's legal in this state in South Carolina.
Yeah.
It's not fun, which is why you don't see us playing in South Carolina, because I'm not going to fucking some southern prison because I want to have a good time before a show.
When they do it in Arizona, it's always that, though. They don't tell them that they have weed on them, and they're like, do you have any drugs on you? No. And they're like, it's legal in this state. You could have just told me. You
then it's
so
not
much
drugs.
weed on you. I get it, but if you're, they can still give you a DUI for it, is my point.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to tell them if you have a six-pack in the trunk.
No.
So why would you have to tell them if you have weed?
But they know if they see it, then they're going to assume that they just smoked it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
And they're getting arrested for DUI because Arizona loves it.
Yeah, they just love. That's how they make money
DUIs,
in Arizona is DUIs. Yeah, let's be realistic here. In other states, they aren't like they are in Arizona, and people aren't smashing into everything drunk all the time. It's just for making money.
Probably are, but
they know how to drive drunk. Are you kidding me? In Milwaukee, anything less than an 18-pack, they're fine. Those people. They're a different breed up there. So Janice, back to her. Her parents are John and Betty Jo, and she has a sister, Beth, and a brother, John III.
Oh,
nice family, working class family. Her mom, Betty, worked for county supervisors, and when she retired, she was the Berkeley County finance director.
Oh,
so they do well. Nice middle class family, basically. Janice is a real happy person. Sings in the choir and high school and all that kind of thing. She's a cheerleader, everything like that. She's very outgoing, very upbeat.
South Carolina.
Absolutely. Very into stuff. Now, she goes to college at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston. She goes for nursing. Yeah. So she gets a bachelor's in nursing. And the whole time she was in school, she was paying her own way through school.
Hell yeah.
And she did that by working with the elderly, like as an aide in a nursing home, which is what she was trying to do in her career. So she's just getting her feet wet. She's described by her teachers as an excellent student. She earned 2 scholarships from the state and local chapters of the Business and Professional Women's Organization of the thing. So she's somebody you want to put your chips on. She looks like she's not going to waste your money. She graduates from the university at that point, and her father, John, said, "I tried to get her to stay home in South Carolina where she belonged, but I lost that battle." He said she loved the West so much, She just wanted to go out west.
Okay.
Wanted some open horizons here.
Yeah.
Now, there's differing information here. There is information that she moved to Las Vegas first for a minute.
Yeah.
And was there for a few months and then ended up in Utah. And then there's
taste of it and was like, this place sucks.
Well, it was that she wanted to go somewhere that was not so. She's from like a small town, and Vegas is a little much for anybody.
Yeah.
It's much for anybody. I don't care where you're from. It's too stimulating. Even if you're from Manhattan, it's too stimulating.
Do you like fun?
Much.
We're going to shine a bright light on it and show you it even when you're trying to sleep.
Vegas is the equivalent of somebody sitting you down, tying you to a chair, and having a machine that just feeds you ice cream continuously until the machine is tired.
Yeah.
Which is never. At first couple bites, you're like, hey, ice cream, I like that.
Yeah.
A half hour into it, enough fucking ice cream. And that's what Vegas is. It's too much ice cream.
And when this machine breaks down, we're going to have Chris Angel come in and do it.
He'll
and then when
make
he
ice
gets
cream
tired,
appear in your mouth.
Wayne Newton's going to come do it.
Yeah. It's just too much.
And then we're going to feed you to a fucking tiger.
And then Celine Dion's going to sing at you for some reason, or whoever the fuck is there. So she is known as a pretty private person here. She never talks about herself, ever.
Oh.
It's like one of kind of seems like a rule of hers to not talk about herself. And a lot of people, it's not polite to talk about yourself,
right.
some people
think.
That's
a thing.
Some people also say that she's also pretty private anyway. She's not a me person, and she's just kind of private anyway. So one of her bosses at the nursing home later on said Janice was, quote, a very private lady, not a person who talked about me. She was cute, had an infectious smile, and was always, always, always smiling.
Great.
Very happy young lady here. So she gets herself a cat that she names Rambo.
Yeah.
Because it is the late 80s.
It is 90.
In the late 80s, you might name your cat Rambo. It's just what you did.
It was Gizmo or Rambo. Those were the two animal names that you were allowed to have.
Well, Gizmo if it was cute, Rambo if it was tough. If you got one of those like bounder cats that's got like, fucking one eye and a weird limp because you found it now, that's a Rambo cat. If you get a fluffy little white thing, that's Gizmo. None of this shit.
And
Gizmo can't
did
make it
dress
outside.
up as Rambo.
That's true. Gizmo can't make it outside. Gizmo's going to get eaten by an owl in 2 nights, whereas Rambo will get by.
Gizmo's got a weak bladder.
Yeah. Rambo's like the cat in Always Sunny, the junkyard cat in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So she still talks to her mom, too, despite moving out there and being, almost in her late 20s. She still talks to her mom 4 or 5 times a week in the late 80s. Which, by the way, that's long distance bills.
That's expensive.
That is fucking, we discussed this recently on a show. Long distance, now you just call wherever. You don't even think about it because your phone, it's all the same. Whether you call in your own house or you call to California, it's the same thing.
And they don't even care how long you talk for now.
Forever. No, back in the day, if you called the next area code, which could be 15 miles away, it costs money, period. It was expensive.
A lot.
You were outside your area code, you were in deep shit. So she did that. She would pick up the phone 4 or 5 times a week to call her mom. A lot of it would be just to ask her, what do you put in that recipe that you have? And
oh, wow.
Yeah, just trying to keep close. Her mom said she'd be in the middle of cooking something and she'd pick up the phone and ask me how to do it. So we walk her through it. By 89 is when she ends up going to Utah, basically.
All right.
She wanted to be able to move to a safe place where you could sleep with your windows open if you wanted to, stuff like that. So she picked St. George, Utah, which has about 0 murders a year.
Wow.
In general, yeah. In 1990, there hadn't been a murder in Utah, in St. George, in 4 years.
My God.
So it's very small. So she moves to Newtown, St. George, and she ends up at the St. George Care Center, which is a nursing home in town because she's a licensed registered nurse. Her boss describes Janice. She says you'd watch her come into to work. She said I'd see her through the office window because it's by the parking lot. I'd see her coming in every morning. And she said I'd sit here in the morning and watch. She'd get out of the car and it was almost like she'd skip into the building. God damn. That's a different level of happy. Yeah. That is, I'm impressed with because if you're going to work at a nursing home, first of all, if you're going to work at an ice cream factory where you're the tester, like let's go back to ice cream because it's wonderful. If you're an ice cream tester, you're not. It's 8 in the morning. You know, I'm never skipping into that anywhere.
Yeah.
Your job could be to get blowjobs, and I wouldn't skip into it every morning. You know what I mean?
I would walk into an ice cream testing job like I was lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
every day.
Every day, because I had to go there. I don't want to go here. So that's impressive to be able. I'm going to go, watch old people deteriorate and get yelled at by someone with Alzheimer's, then clean shit off of somebody. And she's like, "Yay!"
Yeah, my son does it now, where he goes and feeds at one of these places. He makes the food for these guys, and it's already wearing on him.
Those poor, yeah, but to be honest,
I mean, everything wears on him.
Yeah, you're always complaining about how he doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah,
so
he's not the most active boy. But, I mean, he'll feed him.
The way you said it, not the most active boy.
The most active child you ever saw.
Oh, man, that's funny.
He'll feed them one day and come back and their room's cleared out. There's a new person in there.
They're dead. Yeah. That's a bummer.
It's tough. He's starting to get a real taste for what life is.
That is a serious life lesson, though. Yeah. You want a serious life lesson. There it is. This is what's going to happen eventually, and it won't last long. So fucking enjoy.
The guy who made you your pudding yesterday will be like, oh, he's gone. That's it.
That's that. All right. Well,
that's our footprint, babe.
That's all there is, man. So she loved Utah, loved her work. She loved working with the elderly. Her mom summed it up perfectly, I think, describing, give an umbrella quote here. Quote, she was a sweet girl. I think that's the best way to put it. She's a sweet girl. So Nancy Snow is telling the police as they look for this sweet girl, it's got to be my ex-husband. I know it's my ex-husband that did something with her because nobody else in this town kills anybody. So it's got to be him.
Who's got the restraining order, so yeah.
Yeah, because she said, I went over there. It's the Color View Townhomes is where she lived, Janice. And she said July 21st, which is the night before, I had dropped her off and we were hanging out over there. And I saw my ex-husband through the back fence looking at the apartment. So he was looking through the back fence, spying on them while they were hanging out in the apartment.
I mean, she's making all the sense in the world of why to look at this guy.
Yeah, that seems awful. She notified Janice, who went to check, but he ran away when they started going toward the door. He took off. He was watching them. So they're like, all right, who is this guy? Okay, it is Joseph Charles Gardner Jr. JC, he goes by. They call me
Isn't
JC.
One of those already?
like the other one, but not quite. He's born November of 1957 here. He grew up in Nevada. He grew up with 2 sisters, so just him and 2 sisters. His mother, her name is Connie, and we'll talk about her a whole lot. Connie's got a lot to say. So they're kind of an outdoorsy family. They hunt, they fish, dad's around.
Yeah.
And JC, being the only boy, is real close to his dad.
Yeah.
Dad likes to take him to do, boy shit. Yeah. So he's the youngest of the 3 kids and the only boy.
Nevada. We're at Nevada on the west side?
No idea.
Probably? Yeah.
No clue. No idea. If I knew, I would have said he grew up in this part of Nevada
probably
right away.
Near Tahoe, somewhere over there. That's where all the outdoorsy shit is.
It would seem like that. Yeah, Vegas would be a real lame place to hunt and fish, I think.
I'm going to go hike the Strip.
I'm going to go fish the reservoir for a while and see how
Threw
that
my
goes.
line in that Bellagio fountain. Didn't catch shit.
Not really anything. I did actually. I caught a tourist from Iowa, but that's because I was using
about
$1.
30 feet of air.
I was using $1 as bait, so that's why. So yeah, he's close to his dad. He's the youngest and the only boy, so his dad wanted a boy, and he finally got one, and he's trying to take advantage of it. Now he is he's a swinging wild kid, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear the phrase a wild and crazy guy, it's him. He's on the edge. You can't control him. His favorite thing to do, his mother said, when he was growing up, his favorite thing to do was read the Webster's Dictionary.
Is that right?
He's out of control. He's wild, I'll tell you. Wild. How are you going to stop this kid?
Dictionary.
Hey, listen, that's your dictionary curfew. It's 10:30. Put it down, bud. Come on. Jesus.
I had one of those. It was laid with gold leaf on the cover and shit. That thing was incredible.
Oh, the dictionary?
Yeah, it was a very impressive book.
Very impressive book. So not the Bible. You thought everyone thinking, I was reading, I'm like, oh, he's going to be a big Bible guy. Nope, dictionary. So his mom said, quote, JC has a kind heart. As a child, he didn't like to see his playmates' feelings hurt. Oh. He's just a big softy. When he got older, a lot of people brought their problems to him. Because he absorbs it, you know? Yeah. He's just such a empathetic figure. And you could probably
sum up all your problems in one amazing word.
Well, he's going to have words for. Actually, he's like, did you mean this word? He just constantly corrects your word usage. I don't think you used pervasive correctly. Let me help you with that.
It's not the word you want.
It's not the word you want right there. Let's find a better one. Come on. He starts opening the book. Now here. Okay. The other thing his mother said, he could see things that weren't obvious to everybody else. He could see how things fit together.
What?
So I guess she's saying he's very smart and sensitive is what I'm getting.
Yeah, observant, I guess.
Yeah, she sounds like a mom who's real enamored with her son.
She
you know,
loves this kid,
and an only son too, in a family that from like early '60s too. He's born in '57, so you know they wanted a boy. You know what I mean?
Who's bedroom painted baby blue?
Oh, someone to carry on the name. Imagine how much cowboy shit he had from the late. Oh, he had the little gun belts and the fucking hat and the Lone Ranger. He rode around a horse on a stick. Yeah. Totally. He's also an Eagle Scout.
Oh, that's impressive.
Because if you don't know, by the way, the Mormons have completely taken over the Boy Scouts.
Have they?
Oh, this was 25, 30, 40 years ago they took over the Boy Scouts. They have taken over the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts are a Mormon organization, give or take now.
What?
Absolutely. Girl Scouts,
this is all news to me.
The Girl Scouts aren't. The Mormons are like that. And they kind of have taken over scouting, basically.
How about it?
So being an Eagle Scout, if you're a Mormon, is like one of the things you do.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but it's a very common thing. Like you go to church, you do your mission later on, you become an Eagle Scout.
It's a very structured lifestyle, which kind of falls in line with the religion itself, and it kind of guides you how to go ahead and just continue that shit in our building once you're done being outside in your fucking tent.
Here's how you don't think for yourself ever.
Yeah.
Here, you start here, and then you do this, and then you do that. Here's how we control.
Distract them.
all facets of your life. This is how we do it.
Distract them with making them go out in the woods and find a fucking spruce.
Well, now he can tie a knot. Great. That's terrific. Now, hey, maybe he can be a forensic scientist. Now he knows what pieces of brush are from what places.
Now he knows what a cottonwood bark looks
That's
like.
Perfect. He went on a mission as well. Mm-hmm. His mission, not too bad. It is a crapshoot with these missions, by the way.
Yeah.
You could end up in like the jungle, or you could end up in like, you're going to South Central, door to door.
Or Philadelphia or El Salvador.
Or they might send you to Pago Pago. Like, literally, they might send you to some tropical island. They might send you to paradise. They might send you to, Paris or something or whatever, some place you'd want to visit.
Would it even matter? You can't even partake in the good shit there.
No, I don't know what they consider the good shit.
Sugar.
Sugar. We got sugar, everybody. So he goes to Switzerland. So he gets a pretty decent one. Honestly, that's not bad. It's a 2-year mission. I don't think they're allowed to have chocolate yet.
No.
They could. Now they can. They can have sugar now, yeah.
And caffeine?
Yeah, the Mormons are a fun one because they
adapt based on what's fun.
They're a business and they don't hide it.
Yeah.
Like they just adapt to what they think would help them get more business.
Oh, yeah.
Like up until 1980, they said if you were black, it's because the Lord was punishing you.
Because you're cursed. Yeah.
You're cursed and you're being punished by the Lord. Right. Then in about 1980, they were like, Jesus, the Jeffersons are on, and this is a little harsh. Good times has just ended.
Those people.
What's happening's over. Like this is pretty mainstream. Then all of a sudden
we could also use some tithing.
Yeah, there was a smudge on that part of the what Joseph? Yeah, there was a smudge on that. Apparently, black people are loved by the Lord, is what it is. So yeah, they're more than welcome now. And like they do shit like that. Like it took forever for the Catholics to go, okay, fine, you can eat meat on Friday. Like that took centuries of people fucking bitching about it. Whereas this was like, they had a marketing meeting and they were like, hey, we're missing a market. And so lately, a lot
of tithing was given. It's almost like Mormonism is the mainstream country music of religion.
It is, yeah.
Pander to whatever group is popular.
Whatever's going to sell some a few more downloads, and that's kind of what it is. Where they have also like they have like now the big thing is like those dirty sodas that you hear about. That's all from Mormons.
Yeah, they made them. Yeah.
Because rather than going out and drinking, which isn't socially acceptable, they go out and have,
dirty sodas.
A soda that has enough sugar for like 3 months of your life, basically. And that's like, oh man, I did so. Isn't this? We had a wild one last night, boy. I had whipped cream on it and everything else. It was crazy. I'm still going.
The shakes from it, like booze almost.
Yeah, a little bit close. We're trying to get it to be booze.
I got the shakes like booze, but I can still remember everything.
I'm real sticky, too, for some reason. Everything's sticky.
That's the same.
It's the same. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you the best present you could possibly get your dad for Father's Day, an Aura frame.
AuraFrames.com.
Absolutely. Aura Frames shows the moments. Dad tells the stories. And that's what this is all about. And I'm telling you, I have absolutely gotten my dad an Aura frame. And you've been to my dad's house and you see where it is. Where is it? Right next to the kitchen table on its own little thing. And throughout the entire meal that we're all sitting there talking, a picture will pop up and it'll be like, oh, that's your great-grandfather when he played on that baseball team. And that picture's up on this bar. And it was like every
Very
story.
Prominent.
It's so cool. And everything that pops up, these older things, will have a story behind it. And he loves it. And I love going over there and doing it. It's really, really cool. This will ensure how these won't just live in your dad's head. They'll live everywhere and you'll know about everything. And it's awesome. I'm telling you. Also, free unlimited storage on this. You can add as many photos and videos as you want. And you can even reload photos. You can preload the photos, before it even ships. And you can then keep adding them from anywhere, anytime. This is the best gift you can possibly get. I get every one of my relatives has Aura frames. I've gotten them as gifts, and every one of them prominently displayed. They're always watching it. Whenever you're at their house, you're gathered around it. It's better than TV. It's better than watching something streaming. It's excellent. Aura makes it easy to shop for Dad. It's also named #1 by Wirecutter, so you can save now by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, our listeners can get $35 off their best-selling Carver matte frame with the code SmallTownMurder. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code SmallTownMurder. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is sponsored by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp.com.
Absolutely. Summer is coming up, and for a lot of people, summer is their favorite season. You travel picks up. The kids are out of school. You go on adventures. But for other people, juggling all this can actually be very difficult, and it's tough, and it can lead to being overwhelmed and counting down the minutes until the kids go back to school. You don't want to live your summer like that, and many worry that they're wasting the summer. They're wasting all this sunshine, and that's what happens. And therapy will help you. I'm telling you, BetterHelp is the place to start, and therapy will help you. There is no reason not to get therapy, and I don't know anybody who couldn't benefit from some form of therapy like this. It's so helpful. I'm telling you, you can figure out kind of who you are, how to deal with it, and get the tools to deal with problems. And you can build some time for yourself in there. It helps a lot here. And BetterHelp is a great way to start. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served over 6 million people globally, and it works. They have an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on 1.7 million client reviews. They have very good therapists, too. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you with a therapist therapist so you can just focus on your goals with therapy. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs, your preferences, and their 12-plus years of experience goes to work. Their industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they usually get it right the first time. But if you're not happy, you can switch to another therapist from their tailored recommendations at any time. No cost.
Yeah.
Just want you to help you. Just want to get some help and get better. It's great. You don't have to say yes to everything this summer. Find support in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/smalltownmurder. That's betterhelp.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the best security you could possibly have, Simply Safe.
SimplySafe.com. SIMPLI Safe.com.
Absolutely. In the United States, there's a break-in every 26 seconds. That means over the course of this ad, 3-4 break-ins will happen. Yeah. That's a lot of break-ins. And if you've listened to this show that you're listening to right now, Small Town Murder, you know what can happen when a break-in happens. Bad things. So the problem here is most security systems only alert you after the break-in's already started, which you know by this show is way too late.
Way too late.
Half your family could be murdered by then. That's why we chose Simply Safe to secure our homes and businesses and everything else. Simply Safe makes us feel good and secure and have peace of mind using safe. That's the thing. Using the Outdoor Camera Series 2 and Advanced AI Alerts, Simply Safe's U.S.-based live agents identify threats on your property and help deter them, stopping crime before it starts. That's peace of mind. Literally, they come up and they're like, get out of here. We're calling the cops. Cops will be there in 2 minutes. I mean, people run away. It's what it is. I'm telling you, it's so good. We use it for everything that we have, homes, offices. If I had anything else to put it on, I would. It's so good. I bought it as gifts for people that want home security. Certainly. It's so good. Simply Safe has been a real game changer for us, and we love it. I'm telling you. And there's no long-term contracts. That's a huge thing. It's so important that you're not locked in. You don't want to be locked in case your life needs change. Maybe you whatever. Simply Safe gets it. It means Simply Safe has to earn your business every day, and they don't mind doing that. And also, you think about this, and I see so many shows we do where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad we have Simply Safe because this could happen to us. You know what I mean? And it's so inexpensive too. The monitoring and deterrence plans start at around $1 a day. $1 a day to secure your family, your home, your things, your pets, everything. It's ridiculous. And setting it up is so easy. I can't put together IKEA furniture, and I can install a Simply Safe system. It's excellent. And we want you to do it too. We want you to experience the same peace of mind we do, which is why we've partnered with Simply Safe to offer an exclusive discount to our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplysafe.com/small. That's half off at simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
So he gets sent to Switzerland for 2 years.
Yeah.
Comes home, enrolls in Southern Utah State College, which is now Southern Utah University. Okay. That is in Cedar City, which we've done an episode on, Cedar City. Now, he gets a degree in, want to guess his degree?
Botany.
Close. Zoology.
Yeah.
Zoology. He likes sciences and nature shit. That's what he's into.
Yeah, you can tell you what stage this fucking insect is in.
Probably. I don't know. Well, I think that would be, that's a different thing than zoology.
Like botany? Or isn't that like...
There's a separate thing that's an insect person.
All right.
Yeah, it's a totally separate. But I mean, maybe zoology covers that.
Sure.
But I know, like an insect specialist is not a zoologist.
Probably a vague universal coverage of that area.
Probably, yeah. You know everything about everything from zebras to mosquitoes. You can figure it out, and you're good. So then, 83, 84, he goes to Tuba City, Arizona.
Oh no!
God, Jesus
Christ! Why?
That's a bad move there. So he can teach junior high. I didn't even know they had schools in Tuba City, Arizona.
Isn't Tuba City? I thought it was only natives. I didn't know that they even allowed.
I thought once you sprouted
work there.
I thought once you sprouted your first pube, they just stuffed you in a mine. I thought that's how that worked over there. I didn't even know they put you in school in Tuba City. Is it a reservation, Tuba City?
I didn't know that.
There's
a large population of. That's where Lori Piestel is from.
Okay. So anyway, it's 6 months he spends doing the school teaching junior high science. And I don't blame him for wanting to get out of Tuba City.
I could not get out of there fast enough if I was stuck there working.
He will later say that a recurring throat infection made him not be able to teach anymore.
Yeah. So that feels like a cop-out, right?
It's just you know what I mean?
I can't teach like this.
It's just tough. It's tough to get it out.
Perhaps it's the dust, man.
I know, yeah, or it's that. So in 1986, he spent 2 months his whole life is Mad Lib. Like he's a junior high science teacher in Tuba City, Arizona. Yeah. Then he's a deputy police officer. He's a cop in Mojave County, Arizona. Northeast.
Yeah. Northeast? Over by like St. John and shit?
I think it's up that direction, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's Mojave County.
Wow.
No, never mind. Kingman and Bullhead City. So west.
Okay, so over there. Yeah.
Going toward Vegas. Over by Vegas. Big, just open spaces of meth labs. That's all it is. Yeah. It's a nightmare up there. He works there for 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. That's
8
depressing.
weeks is all you can take.
That's all you can do. He's also a licensed EMT as well.
My God.
So, yeah, he does a lot of shit. In 87, he moves to, I guess his parents had moved from Nevada to St. George. I guess his dad wasn't doing so great health-wise. Sure. So he decided he was going to move to St. George in 87 to be close to the family, be around his dad as he, doesn't do so well. So when he moves there, he starts working as a home health aide. Because he's an EMT. Basically about 10 hours a week he's doing this, kind of part-time. He works with elderly patients in their homes.
He's really running a full public service career in life.
And he's got a zoology degree, and he's doing this. In-home healthcare, too. Man, let me tell you, that is a wild job.
It's not.
That's
not
a tough
ideal.
one. No, that's a tough job. Anybody who can do that and do it well, holy shit. Hats off, because I don't know how
nurses
you do it.
that just go to different people, all that stuff is so nuts.
Yeah. They go to places that don't have a lot of nurses and stuff when they need to. Yeah, it's interesting. Now, so that's where he goes. Now, his boss at this job said, quote, his patients loved him. JC seemed very stable, very sure of himself, very capable of doing the job that we had him for him. He always had a smile on his face. I don't think he ever came into the office grumpy.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So
he's got restraining orders coming out of his asshole, and he's just nice to everybody else.
For now, he's doing great.
Yeah.
He worked for a time for the MetaVisit Extended Home Care. And for the St. George Surgical and Medical Clinic as well.
Okay.
So he's doing really well. Real normal, kind of boring, nice Mormon guy in Southern Utah. That's just who he is in his mid-20s by the 80s here,
Professional of the box.
About 30. Yeah, that's it. Helps his sick dad, works with old people, comes to work happy. Seems like a great guy at the time. November 1988, his dad dies of a heart attack.
Fuck.
Now, this is hard on him, and apparently he's real close to his dad. They do all the outdoor shit together, and they're real close, and, he moved to St. George to make sure he was close to him and all that kind of thing, and then he dies. Apparently, he goes into a pretty pronounced depression after that, which is
tailspin.
Happens. You lose you lose somebody close to you. Depression often follows from that. It's just the way it is. So he actually seeks help for his depression, which in the 80s is no small feat.
That's different. Yeah.
In 1989, that is not a small feat for someone to go to their doctor and say, I am depressed. Can you help me? Because back then, that was not standard operating procedure. Yeah. It wasn't. It was a much different era. People would be like, well, fucking, you just got to get over it. That's what people would tell you. Yeah, get over it.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of tropes about it too in the 80s in movies where somebody just fucking didn't do anything about it and had a nervous breakdown. And it was like a joke. And it's like, I don't know, man. Life piles up.
Leave
me the fuck alone.
And whenever you'd see too in the 80s, a huge movie and TV trope was the psychiatrist in the 80s. Somebody sitting on the shrink. I'm like, I'm going to see my shrink, and they're sitting on the couch. They're never talking about depression.
Never. They're always talking about some fucking thing that either happened in childhood
or a work problem or they're stressed out and they don't know who they are. They're trying to find themselves. It's always some like existential, philosophical. They're sitting on the couch, laying on the couch like this, and the shrink is like smoking with his pad out, and they go, well, what do you think of that? And they go, I never thought of it like that. And they haven't. In real life, the psychiatrist is people that are sad, and you're trying to figure out why you're sad. What happened to make you sad to begin with, and now let's work on that back from there.
In real life, it's just a lot of that guy scribbling and then going, yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. That's how you feel.
And then going, you're not fucking unique.
Yeah, this isn't, you're not But they actually have to treat it like you kind of are, because in your head you are. That's the problem.
But they tell you a lot that your problems aren't as complex as you make them. That's kind of the point of therapy.
That's a big, as you're making them.
Right. Yeah.
But in the 80s, a lot of, not psychiatry, but society was, I'm depressed. So's everybody. Get over, my job sucks. I hate this. My blah, blah, blah. Who isn't depressed? Get over it. That's what being an adult is. That's what I would, you know what I mean? That's what I always heard growing up was, being fucking miserable. That's what being an adult is. Oh, okay. Shit, that looks bad. It's just how it is.
The trope of it all was they were going real fucking deep into what makes you who you are. That's not what therapy is.
That's not at all.
It's really breaking it down to simplified versions of yourself to build tools of dealing with this tomorrow. Because you're not going to see me every day, motherfucker. So you might feel great for this hour.
If you have plenty of money and you feel like dicking around and you got the time to do it, sure, maybe you could do some of that. But most of it is trying to fix an active problem that you have and get you the tools to do it.
Stretching you to your next appointment.
They prescribe him Prozac.
Oh.
Now, Prozac is pretty fucking new at this point.
Yeah.
Because this is November 88. Prozac was approved by the FDA in December 87. So it's less than a year on the market.
Yeah.
We don't think now, because now there's, all sorts of drugs for it and things like that. But back then, this was a new thing. These SSRIs were pretty fucking new.
Was this one of the first ones approved?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So it basically, Prozac, it becomes kind of the standard that everybody, in the 90s, if anybody was doing something, the common throwaway joke was, why don't you get on your Prozac? And people would say that. That was the common, weird, hacky fucking trope that comics and people would use. So it basically increases the serotonin in your brain. You're depressed. You increase it. Now you're not so depressed. It was the biggest psychiatric drug in America in the last year. I mean, it was a lifesaver for a lot of fucking people. This is, people, if you are, horribly depressed and, suicidal and things like that, if this is a lifesaver for some people. By 1990, there's 3.5 million users worldwide. And,
really?
Eli Lilly is the drug company that puts it out, and they are making a fortune off this shit, right? Now, the drug works based on their, research here, works in about 60 to 70% of patients.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they go very depressed to get something like this, they have to go through a few of them before they find the one that works correctly for them.
And that's the fucked up part about these things, that it often takes several weeks for it to really start working.
Yeah.
And that's fucking crazy, because with depression and those kind of thoughts, the last thing you've got is 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if you're at that low of a spot where you wait until you were at your lowest to go see a doctor and deal with the type of shit. So
at that point, it's like it's that's the last thing you've got is all kinds of time.
Yeah, and there was a ton too. There's Prozac and Paxil, and then there was your Wellbutrins, and I think Sarazone, and this one and that one. And now there's a bunch more of them that came out. Zoloft, those are all the kind of 90s ones, and there's a million of them. What'd you say? I think that's an antacid, the last one you said.
Zoloft?
Oh, no, I thought you said Zomig. I thought I was like, that's an antacid.
No.
Zoloft, yeah. I thought you said Zomig after that.
There's all kinds of them. I could keep going, but
there's a ton of them. Doesn't
there's just
matter.
so many.
So it basically is it's not like the other stuff they used to give you before that was shit that would just kind of knock you out. It was like a horse tranquilizer. You'd be sleepy. A lot of them would make you get fat and lazy, basically. So if you're depressed, fat and lazy isn't the best addition to that roster.
Your body changing and making you feel less happy is just going to make the depression worse.
Well, that's also some of the SSRIs make you have zero sex drive whatsoever.
Right. Yeah.
Which, some people don't care about, because if you're in such a fucking horrible place of depression that you're worried about killing yourself, sex drive probably isn't your first problem that you're really thinking about. So you're happy just to feel a little bit better. But after a while, you're like, hey, I'd like to be normal, so then you have to deal with that. And so there's all sorts of different things, and they can give you a different drug that helps with this and all sorts of shit like that. So anyway, a psychiatrist quoted in a news piece here, Dr. Fred Reimer, the director of the University of Utah Medical Center's Mood Disorders Clinic, said Prozac is effective because it's biochemically different in its actions.
Okay.
So the demand gets very big. At one point here, that health expert said that the drug is, quote, so common here it should be considered one of the 4 food groups.
Oh.
Which I bet, because also you have a lot of like housewives that have 8 children also. So I bet you they're kind of depressed from time to time. That, you know what I mean?
This general area, everybody's on it, huh?
In Utah, yeah.
Wow.
Now, his mom, Connie, said after he started taking it, he just got to be very different. He's a different guy. She said he suffered insomnia, headaches, mood changes. He fidgeted. He just wasn't JC when he was on Prozac.
Interesting.
Wasn't my guy. Now, they're not, and these are the documented and warned about side effects.
Yeah.
Headaches, insomnia, mood changes, fidgeting, trembling shit. There's a list of side effects that are possible that are that fucking long, basically. And every drug you take, that's what they are, no matter what it is. Every goddamn thing there is.
Yeah.
Huge. That's the FDA approved package insert, has all these on there.
Yeah. The only way for the FDA to ban a substance is for them to have approved it in the first place. And so all these things that have all these fucking side effects, they're okay with that. That's fucking wild to me.
Well, what are you going to do if the overwhelming, if it's, more good
fixing
than
the fix.
Yeah.
And you're okay with these side effects, then whatever.
And that doesn't mean
it's not everybody.
That's the other thing. You might not have any side effects, or you might have a few, or you might have, and then you have to weigh, is that worth it or not? Yeah. That's all. I think that's how you do it.
Just to take it.
Yeah. So 89, tough year for JC. Yeah. He tries to kill himself twice in this year.
While he's on Prozac?
With barbiturate overdoses he goes for. So two different times. That's a lot here, I would say. So the first time he tried doing it, he wrote his mother a note first.
Yeah.
Before he took the pills. He was really planning on going out.
Sure.
Then, before he took the pills, he called his LDS bishop. Mm-hmm. He called his church bishop and asked the bishop to come over because, quote, my mother's going to need you in a little while, so you should come over.
To console her, okay.
To console her. So he writes his mother a note and calls the bishop to try to set his mother up beforehand. And the way he wanted it was he wanted his mother to come home, find the body, and have the bishop already be there so he could help her. Okay. So he survives both these attempts. Mm-hmm. They keep him on the Prozac. At some point, the doctor increases the dose at some point and doesn't take him off. Now, so his dad's dead, living with his mom. He's still working 10 hours a week. He's like 31 years old. His life isn't going exactly how he wanted it to at this point.
It's not great. Yeah.
It's not great. And the other thing I would say is the depression of losing a parent should be a temporary depression.
Yeah, there should be a low, and then from there it's a build, but it's
whatever.
It's an ebb and flow build. It's like a really good penny stock.
Yeah, whatever which means it doesn't exist. So, yeah,
it's a good IPO, I guess. It's just at the beginning it goes up, then it comes down a little bit, and it's a roller coaster for grief. It's brutal, and it's not constant.
No. But it's definitely something that, unless you're 8,
yeah,
as an adult, you should probably naturally get over in a little while.
Yeah.
It's the circle. It's literally the circle and cycle of life.
Certainly, yeah.
You
but
grow
sometimes
up.
you just take the grief with you for the rest of your life, and you're just not. Just doesn't. It's dulled a bit.
Yes, but I don't know about that. I mean, the grief. Yeah, and everyone to say, "Oh, I still grieve my mom and all that," but you're not actively thinking about your dead parents constantly, and you shouldn't be for 20 fucking years afterwards. If you're a depressive person, kind of prone to that to begin with, it's one thing that could end up just kicking you down that path. But I feel like if you're a happy person, normally you have no depressive features.
Yeah.
Your dad dies, you're a little bit sad. In about a year, you should feel better. Not 100% better, but to the point where you'd be like, okay, I've come to terms with it.
Sure.
That sort of thing. I would think. I mean, everybody's different, but still.
So close to a parent.
Yeah, I guess
they
that's
are
true
happy
too.
because that parent exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
because
true
that
too.
relationship with that parent exists. That's what carries them. And then when they lose that parent, it fucking decimates them.
And maybe if the dad wasn't too old and it was a surprise that he died too, that can be worse if it's a surprise. Because when someone is sick for 5 years, you
should know that there's an end to this.
Well, then when someone's sick for 5 years, the death is drawn out, so it's not that big punch, and then you have all this depression. It's this depression that kind of gets watered down over time, and by the end, if people are honest, they actually are happy the person went.
Relieved, yeah.
Relieved.
If it's not happy, it's certainly relieved because this poor bastard is not doing all that bad shit that I've watched him do.
It's not only that. In reality, when they're honest, they're actually happy because they've actually started to resent that person for being alive. Not on purpose, but that's what they say. Any psychiatrist will tell you that. They are resenting that person for being alive, not on purpose. And then
putting
they feel
all of us through this. Yeah.
They're just tired of it. And as a human being, you're like, fuck. But then they feel guilty for having those feelings, which compounds the whole thing and makes them feel terrible. So it's a horrible cycle. We're way off the subject. Anyway, Nancy, back to Nancy. Remember Nancy Snow? In October 88, about a month before JC's dad dies, she goes to an LDS singles party and meets JC.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Mormons have very big mixers and singles and events and all kinds of shit like that, basically. Now, at this party, that's when Nancy and JC meet, and she's a few years older than him.
Yeah.
Been divorced twice. She's LDS, though, born into an LDS family and all that kind of thing. So close enough, twice divorced happens. But one thing, the Mormons do divorce quite a bit.
Yeah.
But you are expected to get remarried real fast.
And wear a cream dress. You can't wear white now.
No, you can't wear a white dress, obviously. But that's a big deal. Like you got to hook yourself right back up again. Otherwise, you're a single person with children is not respectable in their thing. It's in the 80s anyway. I don't know about now. So she's looking for a guy. And like I said, she's working as a receptionist at the St. George Care Center. Janice is works there as well. Now, JC pursued Nancy after this singles party. He sent her flowers, bouquets of roses. Oh. Very romantic. He's very much
traditional.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, shows up to the nurse, sends the flowers. They show up to the nursing home. So at work, she's got the big flowers on her desk like some people like. And he also shows up a lot at her job because he only works 10 hours a week or so. And so he just kind of hangs around her desk.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
She doesn't Jim from The Office, but he's not getting a paycheck for being here.
I don't know that reference.
Yeah,
like she, like a guy. I don't know. I've never watched The Office. It's horrible. I'm talking he's like a guy who's like 15, 16, and his girlfriend works at Dairy Queen, so he always hangs out at Dairy Queen.
Standing there
because he can. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like an office and like a professional environment. You shouldn't be hanging out with your girlfriend.
So weird.
The administrator of the place said that Nancy, quote, became like a little rabbit. She was more like a possession he owned.
Oh.
Little rabbit's a weird way to put it, but I get it with the possession thing. Nancy doesn't tell her coworkers really what's going on. She also tells the coworkers that JC is smothering her and he always shows up and I'm tired of these flowers. And she doesn't really act like she likes him that much. She's like, I don't know. I think, he's too much. Then in April of 89, after knowing him about 6 months, she just shows up one day at work married.
What?
We got married over the weekend.
The courtship worked. Fuck yeah,
it worked.
Did it work?
Yeah, I'm Nancy Snow Gardner now. We put it on my paperwork. That's it. Got married over the weekend. So it's interesting. Their marriage doesn't go very well.
No.
Now, Connie, JC's mom, said he wanted to make it work. Off and on, she did. It was like a continual yo-yo. She just didn't want to be married anymore.
Huh.
That's right. Connie also claims that Nancy used to call Connie, her mother-in-law, to say that she's the source of the marital problems. Very convenient for Connie to remember that. She wouldn't blame
Connie,
my son.
You're doing this.
No. I'm doing
Nancy
it.
is.
Nancy will call and go, I'm fucking everything up. I'm the source of all of our troubles. Let me tell you, I'm wrong just all the time.
God, am I terrible at this, Connie?
It doesn't seem like it probably happened, but that's what Connie says.
Yeah.
Nancy moves out in 3 weeks.
What?
They get married, and in 3 weeks, she's not living with him anymore.
Out of the house in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. I'd like to say that is a crazy thing, but I'll tell you after the show, when I was a kid, experienced an exact same thing, a 3-week
marriage?
Sort of. Well, no, because it's lasted about 40 years, but it started out lasting 3 weeks. And I'll tell you later. So in June of 89, she files for a divorce. Done with his bullshit, apparently. She also files for a restraining order against him when she files for the divorce.
Ooh.
Same day. September 89, the divorce is final. Now, JC doesn't take divorce as final.
No?
It's pretty fucking final, I would say.
We can rekindle this.
This is as final as it gets. Now, there is the claims, and apparently he does have some proof of this, that Nancy's sending him love letters over this period, though. Yeah, so there's mixed signals coming from both sides here during this whole thing.
Love letters or explanations of why we're not together?
Love letters.
Wow.
Yeah, I do miss you and that kind of thing.
Okay.
With the restraining order too. So this is bad. Now,
can't do that.
And then sometimes she's saying, I don't want you near me, and sometimes she's sending him letters, and so yeah, whatever. So he then went over the top with it and would show up at her job, show up at her house, send her letters, refuse to leave her alone despite a restraining order.
Yeah.
If she actually is sending him letters, he needs to throw them right in the garbage and say, I'm not dancing with this fucking shit. I'm not doing it. But instead,
I
don't even know if the letters are real, but that's what he says.
Yeah. At that point, you'd got to be thinking, she got a restraining order on me. She's sending me, these are baiting me to come to her so that I go to jail. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying into this shit.
Yeah, I don't think Mormons have that dark of a turn of thought, though. No, I think they honestly, I don't think they think that maybe they do, but I feel like that's because
he wouldn't or she wouldn't.
I don't think he would think that way, or neither would she. I think they would think that this is on the surface. I don't know. They don't seem quite as subversive and quite as quite as. I don't even know if cynical is the right word here. Yeah, they just they don't.
Spiteful.
They don't seem to have as much street smarts as. I mean, they're raised to not really have street smarts. That's the point.
Right.
They don't want them to have street smarts. Yeah. So it's not an insult to Mormons to say you don't have street smarts.
Just a lot of
literally.
Everyone who knows what Uggs are,
you.
for Christ's sake.
So
people that know that aren't street smart.
No. So Nancy Snow and Janice, during this time where they're broken up, Nancy Snow and Janice become best friends. Best friends here. Nancy's the receptionist. Janice is the nurse. Janice is going to get a promotion to be head of the nursing staff pretty soon here, too. They work in the same building, see each other every day, go out to lunch together, whatever. And Janice really is necessary for Nancy. Nancy's really happy to have her there because she becomes her sounding board. Janice becomes Nancy's sounding board. Janice will listen to her, support her, because Janice is a sweet woman. She's a nice girl, as her mom said. That's it. Janice is the one talking to Nancy about all of her problems, and all the pressure she's under. And Janice gives Nancy some advice.
Okay.
She would, this is from a coworker. She said, Fondren nurtured Snow, so Janice nurtured Nancy after the divorce, urging her to stand up to her ex-husband.
Oh.
Stand up to him. She said, Janice is the friend who told her that, quote, you don't have to put up with this. Tell him to leave you alone. Don't let him be a creep. You know, don't go along with this. Don't just let it happen. If he violates that restraining order, you call the cops every time. Just
That's good
fuck
therapy.
him.
Yeah.
It is. That's what she needs, a good friend. And, you know, Janice just has her head on really straight. That's just how she is as a person. So JC continues to harass Nancy. She experienced all sorts of harassment, including telephone calls, even some like physical confrontations where he apparently roughed her up a little bit, pushed her, shoved her, pulled her up against a wall. Why are you doing this? Shit like that. She eventually obtained a restraining order again, but he continued to come to her residence and even would leave notes on her car, proof that he was there, which is the dumbest shit ever. You're not supposed to be on my property.
Oh, I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. Well, why is this note here under my windshield wiper then, stupid?
JC, and give me a fingerprints.
Did you write this on the back of the Chinese food menu that was left on her doorknob? Because it's here. May of 1990 is when Janice gets the promotion to director of nursing. Her boss said that Janice was terrific, 1 in a million. She was one of the new young nurses who had such a deep, deep energy and love for long-term care patients. Yeah. That is such a rare quality. That's a great person to have around there. So July of 90, at a bar, that's when some shit goes down. Now, St. George does not have a lot of bars.
No, we've heard.
Really doesn't. Really doesn't. Even Salt Lake City, not really overflowing with bars.
Yeah, and the ones they have are real fucking weird.
They're real weird. We found a good place.
Yeah.
That seemed like a lot of other people found because there was a whole lot of people drinking in there after that volleyball tournament let out.
Well,
we found a way to get good and wine drunk in Salt Lake City.
You're not allowed to buy a double in Salt Lake City. They can't serve you two drinks.
No, that's weird as shit.
That's so silly.
No, but we had no problem drinking a bottle of wine.
Look, if somebody wants to get
more
drunk,
than a double.
We'll figure out how to fucking get drunk. Stop passing laws to try to keep me from getting drunk.
All it is, okay, fine, you're going to have to walk back and forth one more fucking time is what that means if I'm at a table because I'll take one, then give me another one. What are we talking about here?
Go get me another when you drop this off because it'll be gone by the time you get back.
That's it. Go start it going. So most of the bars are like there's hotels and things like that for tourists because people who come from out of town, you know, they're normal and want to drink. Like
we don't have to partake by your fucking rules.
Yeah, I don't want a dirty soda. I want something that'll make me forget my problems.
Or at least not feel them as much.
Nope. So JC approaches Nancy at the bar. Janice is with Nancy, and Janice is the one people said that was out for drinks that night. Nancy was just hanging out with her. She wasn't drinking or anything. JC shows up and approaches. Janice says, let's just go, and gets up, and there's witnesses around saying this, and Janice yelled right in his face, leave Nancy alone, shouting at him, really getting in his face and saying, get the fuck out of here, and multiple witnesses heard her telling him to back off and leave her alone and, you know, go away so we can get out of here, and really had quite a confrontation that everybody saw. Then July 21st, 1990, Janice filed a complaint on her own behalf because he's getting her now. He's harassing her.
Right.
He pops up behind her back gate. She's scared of him, essentially. July 21st was the day that Nancy saw him peeking through the back fence. Yeah. Now, July 22nd in the morning, that is when they show up at the house. There's blood. Yeah. All of this. So you can see why Nancy said, look at my ex-husband.
Yeah.
Because we can't think anybody else.
Yeah.
Now, July 23rd, 1990, the day after they discover the apartment and she's missing, we still don't have any idea where she is, Janice. We just know a large amount of what's presumed to be her blood is deposited on her living room floor and entryway.
Landing and patio, right.
So this day, JC is arrested. Not for murder, not for kidnapping, not for any of the above. He's arrested on misdemeanor charges, including 2 counts of criminal trespass, 1 count each of lewdness and telephone harassment.
Oh.
Now, this isn't even stemming from the last couple days. This is stemming from incidents on July 6th and July 9th involving Janice and Nancy Snow.
That they've been investigating.
So they decided they were real and they arrest him for it, actually. Okay. And it's violation of a restraining order, lewdness, all that. He is released on July 25th after posting a $3,000 cash bail.
That's high.
So that's a lot for that. So for 2 days he's in jail till the 25th. And they also know he is a suspect, obviously. Mm-hmm. Now, when they arrested him, he was wearing shoes that matched the track pattern found outside the kitchen window.
Yep.
So that's not good. That's how they got Richard Ramirez, by the way, the Night Stalker. Those are fucking Avias. So that's
Were these
not
Uggs?
Great. They were no super, Do they even have Uggs in 1990?
I don't know. I don't know. They may have only been in Australia because that's where they came from.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe. That's where you need boots, Australia.
Yeah. Good hot, warm boots.
Good, some nice furry, hot, warm boots for me to sit in the fucking outback when it's 140 degrees.
Lined.
Really good boots is what I need.
Wool-lined boots.
Yeah. Essentially, in our mind in Australia, you should either wear sneakers, sandals, or something made of crocodile skin. We're not sure what. One of the three.
Or you cut up an old tire and string some string through it to make a flip-flop.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. Milk carton. Now, witnesses here, they also find out that between 2 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. on the night that she would have disappeared, this witness heard a vehicle outside Janice's apartment and observed, quote, a man doing something to Janice's car. Oh. And the car was backed up to the front door of the apartment.
Oh.
So they saw her car backed up to the front door where all the blood drag marks were.
Where there's like a hood up or something because they're doing something to the car.
Yeah, doing something. Yeah. They don't know what. Now, the vehicle was observed pulling away 10 minutes later.
Okay.
It
runs now.
A second witness also observed a male drive Janice's vehicle into Janice's parking spot at about 3 a.m.
Half hour later.
This witness was walking to a friend's apartment and saw this. Okay. So she had a Ford Thunderbird, an 80s Thunderbird.
Hell yeah.
And that's the car that they see backed up and then someone else sees it pull in. So we know about when it left and about when it came back. Between 2 and 2:30, the car took off, and then around 3 o'clock, the car's back in the lot. Okay. So presumably, the body went into the car, drove off,
for a half hour, and came back. Yeah.
So we know the body isn't in Oregon.
No, it's in a 15-minute halo around here.
That's it. Has to be. Yeah. So that's something they figure out, too, that it can't be that far if those are the timelines. And you never know. People's times are fucked up, but still, whether it's within an hour or an hour and a half, it still means it's not in, really, really far. So all of this is enough to get a search warrant for JC's apartment.
House.
They get the search warrant. They go there. They find a folding shovel, like one of those shovels, 2 pairs of rubber gloves in the trash.
In the trash.
A 9mm handgun.
Oh.
Which, by the way, 9mm is the caliber they think went through the window.
Yeah, because we got a shell casing of it in the floor.
Up there, and we got the shell casing. So they found that. They also find 9mm ammunition as well that he has there. So they send all that off to the lab. That's going to take a couple of days to get the ballistics back on that. Yeah. So 2 days later, the police are informed by the crime lab that the pistol that was taken from JC's residence is the one that fired the shell found in the apartment.
Well, that was easy.
That was pretty easy. So essentially what they believe is, this is the theory that they have working, on July 21st, after, he knows he's got a restraining order and all that, he's sitting at home stewing, because we knew he was home based on some calls that were made. And he's been thinking about Janice now for a few days because she put a restraining order on him and he's all pissed off. He somehow in this period, he bought a folding shovel and bought gloves, rubber gloves. Yeah. So he has 2 pairs of rubber gloves, and he already had a 9mm handgun. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now he will tell his mother And his mother will tell everyone else later on that day he took a double dose of Prozac.
Double dose?
Double dose. I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why. He said, that's what he said. He told his mother that he was feeling, quote, extra depressed that day.
Well, look, man, that's going to hit about 6 weeks.
I'm double depressed is what I got going on. So double the shit. So then they think of July 22nd, 9:30, he drove over to the apartment. The apartment has the back kitchen window that opens onto dirt, popped off the screen. Men's sneaker that's photographed and matched to his other shoe, goes in the kitchen window, has everything, the gloves, the 9mm, the shovel, and did what he did. And we'll get into what that is exactly in a little bit here. So, hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you how to dress your best with Quince.
Quince.com, Quince.com.
Oh, it's summer's coming up. In summer, it's going to change the way you dress, changes the way I dress. You don't want to be hot and things like that. You want pieces that feel lighter and more breathable, things that are easy, but you still want to look put together.
Sure.
You don't want to look like you're at the beach if you're not at the beach. That's why both of us, we keep going back to Quince. Quince is where you find everything. It is my first and last stop for clothes shopping for everything. They have what I need, and I love it. They focus on high-quality essentials that feel and look amazing, like breathable linen, soft organic cotton, well-made basics, but without the luxury markup. That's the thing. It's luxury items without the luxury markup. It's a rare balance that everything feels elevated but effortless. It's good stuff. Quince European linen pants and shirts are the perfect warm weather upgrade to add to your rotation, starting at just $34. Jimmy loves his linen pants that he got from there. Their tees are soft and easy to wear, and their lightweight cotton sweaters are perfect for cooler summer nights. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. It's incredible the way they do it, and it's so simple how they do it. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middleman. That's where all your money's going, to the middleman. Instead, you're just paying for quality. That's all you're paying for, not some brand markup or advertising campaign or whatever. Quince goes way beyond clothing, custom upholstered sofas, ceramic cookware, premium bedding. It's the kind of brand you end up recommending to everyone for everything, and that's what we do, and not just when we're doing an ad on our show.
Right.
In real life, I tell people, you got to go to Quince. It's amazing.
Check it out.
See this shirt? It's really nice. Quince. Great price. It's awesome. You got to go. Honestly, there's no reason to not check this out. You're going to love it. Elevate your summer wardrobe. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Now, Janice's parents say that she knew this. She knew him. Mm-hmm. So they said, does your daughter know this guy? Nancy said she knows her, but does she know him? And the parents said, yes, she does know him, but we wouldn't say they were friends. That's all she would say. There's some weirdly weird reporting in newspapers from the time that say that Janice had gone out with JC for a while in the interim. Did not happen.
The mistakes.
I was like, you can't put that in the newspaper. No. Jesus Christ. Lucky we check more than one source when we're doing this to make sure to find it other places. I'm like, that's in nowhere else. As a matter of fact, she hated him and got restraining orders against him. That's just a mistake. And
Nancy met him first.
Some reporter heard that and put that onto Janice and wrote an article about it.
Damn it.
That's tough. I'm sure they did a retraction or at least a correction on that one. So Betty, Joe, and John, her parents, arrive in St. George. Oh. That's Janice's parents. They arrive from South Carolina to go there, and they're prepared for the worst because obviously it doesn't look like their daughter's alive. They told the Daily Spectrum newspaper that even though their daughter's case was being treated as a missing person, quote, we have every indication that our daughter is dead, they said.
Right.
Betty Joe said, the thing that has me so upset is that I may not have a body to take home. That's what's killing me.
That is fucked up.
That's fucked up. But there's definitely not no body, no crime here. This is...
No? All right.
There's a crime, and we're looking into it for sure. So at least there's not that. At least they're not going, well, I mean, she could turn up any point, so we really can't look into it.
She may have left on her own.
You never know. So they also said there's a lot of secrecy around the investigation, and the couple said that is also very frustrating. They're not telling us everything.
Yeah, cops can't give you the information because if it gets out, they hold things close so they can get the real guy.
You could accidentally let it slip in a press interview and then, we're fucked now. So they said at home, meaning South Carolina, if this had occurred, there would be people coming out of the woodwork to find her. That's not happening here for her. Okay. But they are. They're not just out randomly looking through a field, but they're they're trying to figure this out a little more scientifically, I believe. But I get, hey, you show up, your daughter's missing, they don't find her right that day, you're frustrated and understandable.
It's also how we put people to death for false confessions in South Carolina. Maybe we take it a little easy down here.
Yeah, maybe we do that. So her car is the thing they're really looking at. Her car, they note there's black brush. It's what it's called, black brush, stuck to the undercarriage of the car. Now, it's a desert plant. It's, Caliogene ramosissima. That's the
scientific name?
If you were a botanist, you'd know it by that. We don't, unfortunately, neither of us are botanists. Yeah. Very common in the Mojave and Great Basin. Grows in clusters in the dirt and catches on shit all the time.
Oh.
It'll catch on to shit. So if you drive your car off-road into the desert, basically it's going to get up in your wheel wells. And people will know you were in the desert.
And you'll move it somewhere else, and then it'll rain, and it'll grow there too.
That's right. That's how it works. So July 26th, 1990. Now, this is a day after JC gets bailed out for the harassment and lewdness and all that kind of shit. This is in the Shivwitz Reservation now.
Yep.
So we're outside the town. We're onto a reservation. Now, this is the fourth day that they're looking for her. Somebody, and we don't know who, we believe it's a police department. It wasn't a random person. Someone finds a body out here. It's 150 feet off Camp Springs Road, 1 mile west of Motokwa. Is that how you say that? Motokwa? Motoqua?
I've never heard that one.
Motokwa? I don't know. And Motokwa Road, and a few miles north of old US Highway 91. Mm-hmm. This is 15 miles west of St. George, which is the perfect amount of time.
That's 15 minutes away.
Bang, bang, do what you need to do, get back in the car, within an hour you're back.
60 miles an hour, right back the other way.
That's it, and it's on a highway.
Yeah.
Now, by examining the type of brush and tree limbs and road dust found on the Thunderbird belonging to Janice, they figured that the car was used to bring her out here, obviously. This is evidence they're putting together. Now, based on the foliage at first, that's why they were looking in this area.
Oh.
They were looking for basically, because they had two parameters. They basically had, place where black brush grows that is within this halo of us. So anything around there is fine, and that's what they're looking for. So that's why they're doing this, which is very smart way to do it. Now, they said that where the body was discovered, they found it in the middle of the night. So they basically had to just secure the scene.
Yeah.
And
until daylight.
Yeah, can't do much in daylight. So the Utah Medical Examiner's Office is out there. The searchers had combed from Castle Cliffs on the south to Tenneco Mine Site on the north, and from Central to Snow Canyon, and roads branching off of it is what they said. So they had basically a big circle they were searching. Now, the problem here is it's 110 fucking degrees outside. And it's been 110.
Disappear in a minute.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a body to sit outside for 4 days in 110 degree heat is absolutely forensically a nightmare. Horrible. Nothing is there. Yeah. It's destroyed. Mm-hmm. Decomposed
My uncle died in 113.
Horribly.
He was there for 48 hours, and they had to go identify him, and that wasn't him. They're like,
Imagine 4 days. And also there's animals out there too. And they're scavengers is what they are in the desert. And that's it's not good. It's bad. So decomposition, what they think is, and we'll tell you why, but they're pretty sure, they believe, this is fucking horrifying, that she was sexually assaulted after she was killed.
Really?
That's the thought here. Yeah. It's post, which is...
I mean, I guess if she's shot at the house, that means they waited till out there?
Yes.
Wow.
Which is, really just fucking horrifying in every aspect.
Yeah.
For the corpse, even for him, what are you doing? You fucking monster. So
it's disgusting.
The position of the body is one thing also. She's posed.
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, this is not a dump under a bush. I don't want anyone to see this.
This is humiliation
posed,
and owning it. Yeah.
That's why if there's a sexual assault, that's why.
That's a dangerous person.
I'll show you. A scary person, yeah. She's posed feet apart, hands above her head. Yeah. So very much in a posed way. Also, she's undressed as well, which no reason for that otherwise. Yeah. It's been there for 3 days, 110-degree heat. This is Paiute land out here, by the way, on the reservation. They find 2 blankets nearby from her house.
Yeah.
They also find her pink pajamas there and her underwear in a pile nearby.
So she was going to bed.
Yeah, she was in her house. It was the middle of the night when this happened.
Yeah.
She was in bed probably.
Yeah.
She probably heard a noise, came out, and this confrontation happened. As you can imagine, I'm sure she wasn't shy when she saw him. And she probably said, I'm going to call the cops, fuck you, and this is what happened. And they also find a beer can nearby. This beer can would be so helpful now, useless back then unless there's a fingerprint on it pretty much.
All we know is that this is somebody's brand.
This is somebody's beer can. They never can forensically match that beer can to JC because there's no DNA. You can't get DNA off a beer can back then. So, or anybody. Yeah, no, that's just a random beer can. But it seems it's right in next to the pajamas and underwear.
Certainly part of this,
looks like it goes together. Basically, this location is consistent with someone who wanted the body basically the fuck away from wherever they were, middle of nowhere. The body is identified as Janice by multiple things. Her number one, her clothing and things like that, and then dental records eventually to make it 100% positive. So now they go and arrest JC.
Okay.
All right. He's arrested outside the Hall of Justice building by law enforcement officers. I think they asked him to come in for something. Yeah. And then they just, as he was walking up, they slapped the cuffs on him. And he's charged with first-degree murder.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yes. And 4 related misdemeanor charges as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, Chris is basically, one of them is that also they're saying this first-degree homicide was in the commission of an aggravated burglary as well.
What did he take?
He broke in.
Oh, got it. Yeah, that's
so,
breaking and entering.
And also stole her car. He brought it back.
There's
that. Took it.
Yeah.
So his bail is set at $500,000. Like I said, this is the first homicide case in this city in 4 years.
$500,000 sounds low too, doesn't it?
It does, but it's 1990. You got to look at it that way. That's like $4 million now, basically, or $3.5 million now, which still. And also, I think that he just has no chance of raising $500,000.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah, back then especially. So at his arraignment, the judge denied his request for appointed legal counsel due to varied financial assets. So if you have any money, they won't declare you indigent until you spend all of that money on a lawyer. Then they can give you a lawyer. So during the indigency hearing, JC said there was a large number of guns in his home that had belonged to his recently deceased father, which he had access to use and which the court viewed as collateral for hiring his own attorney.
Oh, so they said, sell those.
Sell all your guns. Do that. Yeah. Now, here is the theory that they've put everything together. He left his apartment at 1 a.m. with a 9mm Ruger pistol, entered the apartment, obviously taken off the kitchen screen. When Janice heard it and came downstairs, because her bedroom's upstairs, when she came downstairs and confronted him, he shot her in the chest. Now, they believe, based on the wound and even with the decomposition, that she died pretty much instantly.
Fast. Yeah.
Like, she was dead within a minute. I mean, there's no, she wasn't being dragged out there alive or anything like that. So they don't know, by the way, she shot once in the chest. And there's only one shell casing. Wow. So they don't know if the bullet wound was a through and through that went through the window.
Probably, yeah.
Or if that's a second shot that went through the window. If he shot twice, on the first one she went down, the second one hit the window.
And the casing is just gone somewhere.
either that or he might have picked that casing up but couldn't find the other one. Because you're frantic and it's the middle of the night too, so it's dark, so you might not have found him. Blood on the carpet, blood on the door, blood on the front porch. Obviously dragging. So they know the shot was from the inside of the apartment based on the shell casing. And Janice, they said basically, so they're trying to figure out the number of rounds. But either way, they figure he shot one of them, so it doesn't matter. Or both of them if there was two. So he either shot twice or once, essentially. Then he carries her and drags her out of the apartment to her car, obviously. There's blood all over the place. He wrapped her in a bedspread and then placed it in the trunk of her own car, which was backed up to the front door. So this is just, he wrapped the body up and put it in the trunk like it was a fucking just a package. Got it into her car. He had rubber gloves on, and he wiped up some of the blood in the apartment. That's one of the things. Some of the blood, like on the walls, is like wiped up. There's evidence of that. Drove out to the Shivwitz Indian Reservation and turned onto a road leading to the Beaver Dam Wash, where he disposed of her body after he took her clothes off, and God knows what else he did. They found the black brush, like we said, that's there. Then when he's done, 3:00 in the morning, he drives 22 miles, he drove out to 22 miles out to there. This spot is 22 miles from Janice's joint, from her place. So he must have stripped her, removed her clothes and underwear, pajamas, leave them behind, also left the blankets behind, a beer can. And they do say from the report, the evidence also suggests Gardner sexually assaulted the victim after he killed her.
Terrible.
That's in the court documents. So that's horrifying. Then he drove back to St. George with the black brush and the wheel wells and gets in his car and goes home.
Wow.
Like it never happened. Puts his rubber gloves in the trash, which, by the way, they were still in the trash
at his home.
4 days later at his home.
Not a lot of taking out the trash at this house.
Yeah, puts the folding shovel, which I don't even know why he had. I guess he got out there and was like, what, am I going to dig a fucking hole out here?
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
doing
those
that.
holes are awfully
hard
difficult
ground
to dig with one of those little-ass shovels.
Well,
that's
even
barely
the best equipment. Deserts are so fucking hard. It's so hard to dig.
That shovel is that's to build a small fire pit and then be exhausted and sit by the fire.
Exactly. In like the woods and soil, not in the desert. So anyway, that was there, and he brought all that back and went to sleep, got up the next day, went to work, acted like nothing happened.
Wow.
Acted real normal. So can they get a confession from him? Because they have a lot of evidence. I mean, he kept it all in his apartment like an idiot.
Yeah. If he doesn't confess, he's real dangerous. Because this is fucking... this is insane.
He claims to have a hazy recollection of what happened. Not really sure. Doesn't really know what happened here. Apparently here, he said he entered the front door, which we know isn't true. We know he came in the back door. He says
in the back window.
Yeah, he climbed in a window. Yeah. It's not even a door. It's not even a back door. So he claims he went over there, he believes, in his very hazy recollection, he went over there to talk to Janice about reconciling with Nancy.
Okay.
Because your ex-wife's friend really wants you to come over to talk at 3:00 in the morning. That's really when they're up for relationship counseling.
The one that yells at you in bars.
Yeah. So he said then she turned the lights on and threatened to call the police and mace him as well.
Oh. She
said, I have mace and I'll spray you, because she came down with mace. And she came down and said, I'm going to mace you and call the cops. And so he shot her instead. It's basically, quote, this is from the report, the next thing Gardner knew, she was lying on the floor. Gardner reported he became frightened, disposed of the body, and brought the car back. Okay. Now, by the way, here are some reactions to this whole thing here. Remember her boss said she would skip into work?
Yeah.
She said last day she saw her, quote, she just bounced across that parking lot and that was the end of her. Which is really disturbing. You know, the exact same reaction I had at 3 a.m. I was like, what the fuck?
God damn, lady.
That was the end of her. Like, that is depressing.
It's like a terrible nursery rhyme.
Yeah, that was the end of her. No more? Nope, that's it, kids. Enjoy. So,
what's the lesson? Don't skip.
Don't be too damn happy about everything. That's the lesson. Hold a little bit back. That's the lesson. Close to the best.
Save some for later.
One of her bosses says she was a friend to everyone. She was one of those people, one of those exceptional people, one that won't be easily forgotten. I can honestly say I didn't know anyone who didn't like her. Yeah. And they also said this is an enormous loss, not just to us, but to the entire nursing field. Okay.
The world over.
The world over, which she's a good nurse. Yeah, she could have gone anywhere and plied that trade and done well and helped
It's fascinating.
People.
His confession leaves out the part where he shot her. Next thing I know, she's on the ground.
That's how they always say. Yeah, next thing I know, she's lying on the ground. What do you do then? Who knows? So the problem now is jurisdiction. The murder happened in St. George in the city limits. The body was dumped on the Paiute Reservation.
Yeah.
Which that, by the way, is an interesting thing because they're talking about in some scenarios that would trigger a federal jurisdiction under the Major Crimes Act, which gives the feds jurisdiction over major crimes committed by or against Indians in Indian country.
Oh.
The problem is Janice is not Indian and neither is JC.
And it's hard to determine where she died. Where she shot, we know.
Yeah,
but when did she die?
The
we don't
autopsy
know.
says she died in less than a minute, so she died in St. George.
So then she died back there. Yeah,
that's that large pool of blood is unsurvivable. They said that was enough blood to die on the floor. She was dead before she left the apartment. They know that much. Yeah. So the killing happened off the reservation. The disposal happened on the reservation under the case law, particularly Section 6A, by the way.
Sure.
Defines that where a killing legally occurs, the killing is where the Death Act occurs, which is St. George, so the jurisdiction is the state. But if either one of them had been Native American, it would have been a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Then it would have triggered something. Then you would have had a fight over it was on the reservation, but it happened in the city, but there were actually Indians, and it was on the reservation. It would have been a mess.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah. Anyway, the prosecutor here is W. Brett Langston. I like when people have an initial first.
In the 90s.
W.
Really
Brett
hanging on to it. Yeah.
Brent, not Brett, Brent. So that's what they do. Now, the defense, he has a court-appointed attorney, and he is a character of the highest order. Wow. The court-appointed attorney is Alan D. Boyack, Bowack. And you can go to a newspaper archive and just Google his name, and whoa, boy, there's some wild shit that comes up. He is a character, and a very famous lawyer in this area here. Now, he is a real colorful guy. I got to kind of give you a little on his background. He's 50 years old in 1990. He calls himself a big man and a big talker. That's what he says of himself. He says he's a big man with a big talker, and he tells stories with the this is the Deseret News newspaper said he tells stories with the flair of a TV evangelist.
Oh, boy.
He's very bombastic in the courtroom, and he's a big guy, too. Big guy. He's very loud, all this type of shit here. He also here was a Green Beret in Vietnam. Special Forces guy in Vietnam, retired from the Army as a lieutenant colonel.
Those guys rarely talk.
That's what I mean. He's a big talker. He, does all that kind of shit. They said about him, the Deseret News did a profile about him, and he said that he keeps the Green Beret in his office there.
Oh, he still has it.
Still has it and keeps it there because he wants people to notice it. He said in his words, the Green Beret is evidence that I like a good fight. I don't back down. So it's an intimidation thing.
Yeah.
He passed the bar in 1976, and this is hilarious because it piggybacks a conversation we had a few days ago. He passed the bar in what he describes as, quote, 4.5 tries.
My last attempt.
4.5. I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know what half a try is, but
Probably his first try.
He said, I'm so stubborn that even now, he just did half of it and left. I don't know any of this shit. He said, I'm so stubborn that even after 4 failed attempts at the bar, I kept going. Which normally, we were talking the other day, and that was our number too. We said, if you fail your road tests for driving or the bar 4 times, you just don't get to do it. That's it.
I think we landed on 3.
3 for a road test.
Yeah.
I don't know if we came to a conclusion on the bar.
I think the bar should be 3 also. If you can't pass it after 3, I think you're done.
3 on a road test is good news, bad news.
Yeah.
Good news, or bad news first. You didn't pass. Good news is here's a lifetime bus pass on us. You're never allowed to drive again. Yeah. Sorry.
Be real kind to the Uber drivers.
You're going to need them. So that's what he's been doing. He gets that. He pilots his own plane.
Oh, boy.
He flies back and forth. He has a satellite office in Century City in L.A.
In L.A.?
Yes, where he commutes by his own plane between L.A. and St. George. And he does a bunch of like celebrity type cases, including he worked on the estate of Howard Hughes.
Really?
Howard Hughes, billionaire, eccentric lunatic.
After he died?
Yeah, he did. He worked on the estate for that, which was a big giant case, and he was He was a public defender in Utah for years. He's on the list of public defenders in the area, people that can be called to do this. He's handled multiple murder cases, and the other weird thing is, at the same time that he's a high-powered, multi-jurisdictional defense attorney, he's also the Mojave County, Arizona coroner.
What?
I don't know. That's what he also does.
I guess you'd have to live there, right?
I guess not. I don't know. It's across the border there. Who the fuck knows?
But I imagine Bullhead City, Kingman, there is death there all the time.
All the goddamn time. So
those people are so fucking old.
Plus, they're killing each other over meth constantly.
Yeah.
And the heat, between the heat, the meth, and the old.
And the age,
it's all day. So he's got a radio mounted in his car that connects to the whole sheriff's office. Wow. So he does that, which is really weird. So technically, he could drive, declare a body dead, and then go back and defend the guy who killed the body. Technically.
That's unbelievable.
Which is crazy. I don't know if that would be allowed, but it's interesting. He was also, and this is another thing, before he was an attorney, he was a police officer in Bountiful City as well.
Where the fuck is that? And that's in California,
Utah.
isn't it?
That's in Utah. Oh. So he's been Special Forces, Green Beret, a Hollywood attorney, a pilot, a coroner, a cop, a public defender.
This is the guy that he needs as his lawyer because he's done all that shit too.
He knows he's like, listen, you think that's a lot. So the first thing he wants to do is pursue an insanity defense. We're going straight insanity here.
Oh, we're going to go, I admit it, and I'm crazy.
That's right. He says about Prozac, quote, I let it go right over my head and was pursuing an insanity case. I'd never heard of Prozac. I didn't know what it was.
Really?
Which is interesting for a coroner. You'd think that would be a
guy in L.A.
Yeah, well, you'd think that would be a substance that would come up in dead bodies once in a while.
Right, yeah.
It would be that. So you'd
think Howard Hughes was mainlining that shit.
I would hope so. Well, maybe not. That's why he was so weird.
Yeah, maybe been dead before that anyway.
Well, before he was dead before 80.
Was he dead in the 80s?
88, yeah. I thought he died in the 70s.
Did he?
Doesn't matter.
He died on a plane, James.
Well, that seems
that
right.
Crazy?
He loved planes.
Yeah.
So he learned about Prozac only because during talking to a buddy of his about this case, a pharmaceutical salesman who was a fraternity buddy of his mentioned it casually offhand. And this pharmaceutical sales rep he knew mentions at some point that, hey, this drug Prozac, I hear people do weird shit when they're on it. You should look into that.
Yeah.
So then he said, oh, boy. So he interviewed Mom, Connie Gardner, and when he's doing this, he's just building his insanity case, but he gets JC's biographical material, says he's, reads the dictionary, Eagle Scout, LDS mission, the whole deal. Mm-hmm. Then he hears about the Prozac, and he called it his, quote, light bulb over the head moment. He said that he heard from Connie that JC was extra depressed on the day of the murder, and she said he took a double dose of Prozac.
Yeah.
So that was after he had heard from his fraternity buddy who told him about that shit. And he says, hold on, wait, tell me about that pill again. He says to his buddy, the pharmaceutical salesman, I want to know more about that. And he said that that's when he started thinking about building a defense on involuntary intoxication.
Oh.
Involuntary. Now, here are some Prozac issues. And this, by the way, they've been talking about this for almost 40 years, and it continues to this day.
Yeah.
And there are people who say they should ban all the SSRIs. That would be a disaster.
You think there's a lot of
unmitigated disaster?
You think there's a lot of death and carnage out there today?
Oh, forget about it.
Unmitigated.
Yes, unmitigated, exactly. Yeah. There's people do weird shit on everything, whatever you do. Some people take Benadryl and freak out. So you got to find the right thing, and every once in a while something happens. But if you ban this, then you also have to ban other shit that.
Well, you got to understand that any drug that you're taking that's a drug that's to balance chemicals in your body can have an issue. And that thing in there, that little noodle is so fucking fragile. Everyone is different.
Everyone is different for the most part, at least when it comes to how their brain chemistry reacts to medication. Right. Very different and very much, it can go multiple different ways.
Delicate balance.
But to ban those things because some people have a problem with them would be akin to banning fucking peanuts because people are allergic to them sometimes. Like, you can't do that, you know? If you do that and we still sell fucking AR-15s, I don't want to hear your
if we do that,
point, you know what I mean?
And we're still allowing people to throw all their money away on fucking FanDuel, then fuck you.
That's what I mean. You don't care about...
People react to things differently.
Exactly. So now, in February of '89, a Harvard psychiatrist, Dr. Martin Tieker, publishes a paper in the American Journal of Psychiatry. So this is very legitimate now. The paper documents 6 depressed patients, 4 of whom were also taking other drugs at the time. Okay. Which is important. And by the way, it's also important for our guy that we'll talk about. And they developed, some of these developed intense, violent, suicidal preoccupations after 2 to 7 weeks on the Prozac. This paper estimates that 3.5% of users may be at risk for this particular syndrome, which is minuscule.
It's also about the amount of events based on how compared to how many people are on it.
Yeah. No, but I mean, 3.5% of millions of people is a shitload of people.
Yeah.
But it's still a small percentage compared to the people who get helped by this shit as well. So who knows? And we're not doctors, and we're not members of Congress or the FDA. So we're just going off of what this research says, and we'll go from there.
Dozens and dozens of people that medicate and are doing fantastic because of it.
Oh, absolutely. That were a mess before.
Oh my God.
And it will change your. I had a girlfriend in high school that her mom got sick and she went on Prozac, and she was within a week a completely different person. Yeah. We never liked each other again. Like she was just a totally different personality. Was completely different, but she wasn't suicidally depressed. That's nice. So that's good for her.
Kids in a bathtub. That's nice.
That's nice. Yeah. So I mean, there was that. I mean, So I mean, it will change who you are a little bit because anything will.
Yeah. And you just got finding what works for you is fucking enormous. So
it's big.
Good luck on your journey.
Now, this paper, even though it sounds kind of pro-Prozac, saying that the people who had the problems were people who were on other drugs for the most part, and either way it's only 3.5%, the people who don't like this type of thing at all jump all over that as like, see? That's why you shouldn't do it. Yeah. Number 1, Church of Scientology. Sure. Number 1, 2, and 3 are them. Because they don't believe in drugs and they don't believe in psychiatry. They don't believe in any of that shit.
1, 2, 3 are L. Ron Hubbard, Tom Cruise, and John Travolta.
They believe that if you give them all your money, you'll be fine.
And you will.
And you'll be fine.
So
they run an anti-psychiatry advocacy group, quote unquote, called Citizens Commission on Human Rights. They got a lot of balls calling it that. Meanwhile, it's horse shit to force people to do our dumb shit that we want them to do, even though we are a crazy cult. So
Danny Masterson rapes people.
That's right, and we help cover it. So by 1990, they're putting out press releases about Prozac. The Scientology people are. They talk about September 1989, a 47-year-old printing pressman named Joseph Wesbecker in Louisville, Kentucky, walked into his former workplace, the Standard Gravure printing plant attached to the Louisville Courier-Journal, with an AK-47 and shoots 20 coworkers, killing 8 of them before shooting himself.
Dang.
He'd been on Prozac for about 5 weeks.
When was that?
1989, September.
Wow.
He had a long history of severe mental illness, had been institutionalized, and was not only on Prozac, but a, quote, cocktail of psychiatric medications. And the Prozac was the new one. Mm-hmm. But the families of his victims, advised by personal injury lawyers, sued Eli Lilly, like saying the Prozac is what did it, not the complete cocktail of other shit he was on. Right. So they had a trial. This is all, by the way, we're not just trying to give like this is how we feel about we don't know shit. We're not doctors. We're just giving you the legal background on it because it's important for the actual case later. So there was an 11-week trial in 1994, well after this murder thing here. The jury finds in Eli Lilly's favor, but 5 years later, it comes out that Eli Lilly had reached a secret out-of-court settlement with the victim's family before the verdict came in and never told the judge. Oh. Basically, they wanted it to look like they'd won a jury trial, but they realized that they needed to pay out, so they paid out.
So it's a settlement out of court.
Essentially. Now, the judge went back and changed the official designation of the case from verdict in favor of defendant to settled. So that way they couldn't say that they won the case, essentially. But that was in 1995, so that's way later. Now, they also conducted studies on Prozac for Eli Lilly as well as the clinic's internal use. And as a therapist and researcher, this one guy, the Reimer guy, said he had seen it work on about 1,000 patients and plans more studies. The American Journal of Psychology is the one that talked about the Harvard guy. They said the patients who developed the violent suicidal preoccupations all had self-destructive thoughts before, and they said that they suspected that the drug may have contributed to a new intensity in it. And that's, by the way, one of the side effects they say is suicidal thoughts.
Sure, this.
But when you have those, you have to go to your doctor and say you're having those, and then they try to fix the medication. That's not working with you.
Yeah. Seems like what it does is makes you okay with things. Do you know what I mean?
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it makes
some
you
people's
okay
chemistry,
with
it might.
going forward with some of those bad things.
Maybe. It makes you not so sad about it.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine. Other studies have shown on thousands of subjects have shown opposite results, and doctors acknowledge that the depression itself can result in suicide and violence. So, like, these are people who are suicidal to begin with. Yeah. So this might not have worked enough on them, actually. Rather than intensifying those feelings, it might just not have worked enough, which then would make them even more depressed that I went and I got medication and I'm still depressed, and they kill themselves. I tried to get help. It didn't work. Fuck it.
And my ass is fat.
And I got a fat ass, but this doesn't cause that. Right. So that's good. Now, then there is the Grunberg precedent. This is very important for Utah. The Boyack, the lawyer, the Green Beret coroner lawyer, thought the Prozac defense might have a shot in front of this judge in St. George, Philip Eves, because a couple years earlier, in a different drug case, there's the Ilo Grunberg case, or Ilo Grunberg. This was in 1988, June 19th, 1988, in Hurricane, Utah. Okay. There's a town called Hurricane.
That's never seen one.
It's about 20 miles northeast of St. George, still in the county, though. Okay. Now, this Ilo Marie Grunberg was 57 years old, lived in a mobile home in Hurricane with her 82-year-old mother, Mildred.
Oh, God.
Now, Mildred has Alzheimer's. Uh-huh. She's hard to deal with. Ilo is the caregiver. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, it's tough. The two women have a hard time, as anybody does dealing with an Alzheimer's person. You need help with that. You know what I mean?
They get very irritable because they don't understand everything that's happening, and they're adults, and they
have adult.
They
don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah,
right. And they're violent. They're nasty. They get really mean sometimes. So Mildred, according to later filings, is a burden to Ilo. She's tired of it. Ilo had recently lost her job and can't find any more work.
Oh, no.
And money's tight and stress is going. Her mom's getting worse and worse and worse. Mildred is on, she's an Alzheimer's patient. And Ilo is on 3 different medications, Valium, codeine, and a brand new at the time, not brand new, but reasonably new, sleeping pill called Halcyon.
What?
Which is a strong one. That's a strong. By the way, Halcyon is the shit. All the wrestlers in the 80s used to put in women's drinks and knock them out and fucking do weird shit to them. They all say, oh, yeah, we just drop a Halcyon in their drink, and that's the end of that.
She's taken painkiller,
a painkiller, Valium, and then this Halcyon's to sleep.
Yeah.
That's manufactured by Upjohn, by the way, which we'll get into. Now, Halcyon, at this point in 88, was the most prescribed pill in the world. Sleeping pill.
Really?
Not pill. Prescribed sleeping pill in the world. It's in the benzodiazepine area there. Yeah. Same family as Valium, Xanax, Ativan, that kind of shit. But it has basically, it's got a short activating window where you take it, you sleep, you wake up, and you feel fine.
Yeah.
You don't feel like, oh boy, oh man, I need another 2 hours of sleep. Yeah. So the dose she was prescribed, Ilo Grunberg, is 0.5 milligrams a day, a night. Take it at night. Now, March 88, 3 months before the killing here, Upjohn stopped manufacturing the 0.5 milligram tablets because they've been getting reports that 0.5 was too high for some patients and causing a lot of side effects. Yeah. So Upjohn they stopped manufacturing it, but they didn't recall the 0.5 pills.
Okay, so
whatever was out there,
we'll let them get rid of them.
Even if they're in pharmacies or whatever, don't pull them off the shelves. Okay. And they didn't tell the doctors that the 0.5 milligram had been discontinued. They sent letters to pharmacies about a suspension of the dosage, and the letters didn't go out until 8 days after Mildred was already shot. It didn't help there. So Ilo Grunberg was prescribed a dose that the manufacturer didn't really want to make anymore here. And June 19th, 1988, Ilo Grunberg gives her mother a birthday card because she turned 83 that day, then shoots 8 bullets into her while she's sleeping. Her mom's sleeping, into her head and neck, just shoots her 8 times with a handgun. Then sits down and writes a detailed confession, then calls the cops.
Oh, my.
She snapped. So a deputy with the Washington County Sheriff's Department arrived, and he, by the way, is Ilo Grunberg's former son-in-law, which, because it's a small town, that's what happened, which is crazy. So the responding deputy is the dead woman's grandson-in-law, and, it's crazy. So anyway, they charge her with second-degree murder. In that case, the defense attorney here, it's in front of the same judge that JC has. Okay. Now, Grunberg's defense team brings in 2 psychiatrists who testify that Ilo Grunberg was involuntarily intoxicated by the Halcyon at the time of the killing.
Too high.
Now, the judge on February 8th, 1989, dismisses all charges against Ilo Grunberg, rules that the killing was a result of Halcyon intoxication and that rendered her temporarily insane at the time, and they let her go. They didn't even get her on like a secondary charge.
Shocking thing I've ever heard.
It's crazy. Yeah, she's like the one person who that shit worked for.
Wow.
So this was the first successful involuntary intoxication by prescription drug defense in a murder case in Utah history. And it worked. So first move after being freed is filing a $21 million civil lawsuit against the Upjohn Company. The suit alleges that Halcyon is a defective drug and that Upjohn failed to warn regulators and the public of its severe and sometimes fatally adverse reactions. This goes on for 2 years, which is a lot. Now, in 1991, on the eve of the trial for Upjohn and Ilo Grunberg here, which during that trial, Upjohn would have been made to produce 8,200 pages of internal documents about how Halcyon side effects work and all that to the public. That shit would have been open. Instead, they settle. as part of the settlement, that shit never gets released. There's confidentiality.
And we don't know how much she got?
Nope. The 8,200 pages were sealed by a federal judge as part of the settlement, and Grunberg's attorney, who argued the documents need to be public, agrees to the seal in exchange for a shitload of money. It's multiple millions of dollars.
We got to stop that.
That's insanity.
We got to know why that happened, right?
I think we should, probably.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I get that it's...
I understand it's a company.
Legally, and it's a company, and we're talking about trade secrets are buried. They can always say there's trade secrets buried in there and all that. So I understand that we're fighting with public need and public safety against privacy of a person or company. That's always just going to be litigation in this country like crazy. Those two things really butt against each
every
other
day, all day
in this country, all day, every day. Now, JC has a strategy here. Okay. And we should say his lawyer, Bayok, has a strategy. He calls Joseph Charles Gardner Mr. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. He's Mr. Wonderful, this guy. Don't worry about it. Paul Orndorff over here. He's the type of guy who'd look after elderly home healthcare patients. Even on his days off, he'd go do it. He's just a nice guy. His lawyer said all that changed when a general practitioner prescribed the antidepressant Prozac. A year and a half later, this wonderful, Mr. Wonderful, this nurse and this lovely man and this, he knows all about zoology, Mormon missionary. Now he's a first-degree murder charge hanging over his head? No way. He said J.C. Gardner is not, in the classic sense, a murderer. This is what he says. Quote,
classic sense.
What you become on Prozac is a psychopath.
Oh, sir.
Yeah. He said that, he started taking Prozac. He was melancholy over his father's death. He met Snow around that time. In the meantime he exhibited marked personality changes, became irritable, obsessive, and suicidal. He tried suicide twice. They say also Gardner, who suffers from recurring throat infections, was taking 13 other medications.
Oh, my God.
Okay. You have no idea what the Prozac did to his brain because he's on 13 other things that could fuck with that too.
You got 13 other things that are working in concert. That's
exactly.
I mean, you strip down Dave Matthews Band's performance, the song changes every time you take an instrument away.
If you add 13 more instruments, it's a fucking mess. It just sounds like if you gave. It sounds like an orchestra comprised of 5-year-olds at that point.
That's basically what Dave Matthews is in a nutshell. 5-year-olds and just slamming shit together.
There's worse shit out there.
Is there? I don't know.
Yeah, anything country.
Everything he does, though, has a million fucking sounds. It's just too many sounds. It's an assault.
You know what, too? I haven't listened to like a lot.
Lyrics.
I know somebody that played live stuff of Dave Matthews. I was like, that's not bad. That's why I think he's not bad live. I think I don't really like the songs though. I'm not really into it. I was never a Dave Matthews guy.
There's just too much shit happening, and he doesn't even put words to it. I don't know what those words are.
He's got a very good drummer. So 13 other medications.
That's absurd.
His lawyer, quote, won't say what they were, but is having a forensic pharmacologist research their interactions. So, and then he never comes back with here it is. This made it happen. So we don't know what the fuck happened in there. And we don't know which one of these medications.
Right. Do we know, are they prescription or over the counter or anything?
We don't know. He won't say. He just said he's on 13 other medications, which makes me go, and you blame that one?
That's that particular one, yeah.
And not the reaction between whatever. When they prescribe you Prozac, do they say make sure you take 13 other things with it? I don't think
I
doubt that.
I think there's a pharmacist will tell you don't take many other things with this.
As little as possible.
Take this only with food. Don't take this with alcohol.
Alcohol's not great.
There's all kinds
good.
of things not to take with
them. So now the lawyer said that Gardner remembers being at Janice's house, but that he blacked out and can't recall pulling the trigger. Mm-hmm. He said, this is an amazing quote. Amazing. Janice Fongren was almost an incidental figure in this. The murder victim is almost an incidental figure, not a big deal. Wow, but he'd focused on her. If you put it in rational terms, there was no motive. It was spontaneous as hell. No, there was a motive. She was filing restraining orders against him, and she's the one saying, "Get the fuck away from your ex-wife. She doesn't want to talk to you." And also putting that in the ex-wife's head. So he has lots of motives to kill her. Well, tons.
And even if that's not the case, if I'm sitting on the jury and a lawyer says that to me, I go, wait a minute, he didn't have a motive? This was spontaneous? He's much more dangerous than I thought.
Yeah. Well, that's his way of saying the Prozac just put the thought in his head all the way.
Kicked him over the edge, right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is something that he's clearly been pissed off about for a while. So, the deputy county attorney here, the prosecutor, said the prosecution does not believe that he is a victim of involuntary intoxication, although if he wants to raise the issue, go for it. Yeah. He said that's the ultimate issue the courts will have to decide. Put it this way, if he asserts a defense that he was not in full possession of his faculties, we'll try to prove otherwise. Yeah. Okay, this explodes into national news.
Oh, God damn it.
Prozac is the hottest word going. Mm-hmm. Prozac becomes the Viagra of the early 90s. Remember in the late 90s, every joke's punchline had the word Viagra in it somewhere? This is Prozac is the early 90s version of that.
But yeah.
4-hour boner. Yeah, that happened later.
4 hour. Yeah.
4-hour erection.
Right,
that was the people used to say all the time. Yeah. So the March 1991, it comes out huge. There's a 3,000-word profile by a reporter in the Deseret News with the headline, Prozac on trial, involuntary intoxication, ? Defense attorney in murder case intends to prove wonder drug is guilty.
Wow.
Okay. In the same issue, by the lawyer's accounts, he said that there are about a dozen active Prozac defense criminal cases pending in Utah, in California, Florida, and New York. Wow. Judges in California and Illinois have already agreed to allow Prozac evidence in criminal trials. Huh. And some have started letting juries hear side effect testimonies.
This is wild. I never even knew that this was a thing as a defense or a label
Prozac
for
defense.
That drug until after Columbine, because one of those boys was on it too, and they claimed it for that.
Yeah, which is...
It's a bit late.
It's, again, how much planning? What are we talking about here? You know? Yeah.
You've got letters.
Come on, dude. They made bombs. It took a long time to do that. Yeah, they had tons of time to figure that out.
They drug them into the school. Like, there's so much.
I mean.
Yeah.
So much.
You got dressed, bitch.
Yeah, that's it. Eli Lilly had been named in over 50 civil lawsuits by spring of 91, alleging Prozac caused a, quote, out-of-character suicidal or violent actions. So now this is mainly there's a personal injury lawyer named Leonard Fines or Fins that has 60 individual plaintiffs lined up. He's Mr. I got a hammer and I'm looking for some nails here.
Yeah.
You know, he's going around looking for people to add to this case. Okay. Someone famous jumps in here. The widow of the former, or not really former, I guess he was still doing it, the musician Del Shannon. You know who he is?
No.
My little runaway, run away. That's 60s song.
60s, yeah.
Early 60s or whatever. That's him.
Music. Yeah. And his widow is?
He apparently died at 55. Apparently committed suicide at 55 in February of 90 with Prozac in his system.
Okay.
Now, back to the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which is a euphemism for Scientology horseshit, which is really what it should be called. They start pushing the story everywhere because that's their agenda. You don't need this. You just come to Scientology. So Eli Lilly has a full-on PR problem at this point. And their subsidiary, Dista Products, quietly puts out a brochure to doctors stating that it is adding, quote, suicidal ideation to the adverse events to your side effects list. Yeah. And that's a known side effect now is suicidal ideation. They just put that in the package as an insert. They say that this is one doctor here. This is Dr. Fred Reimer, who says he's seen 1,000 patients on Prozac and hasn't witnessed the horror stories and thinks the drug is an important drug that helps people.
It's fascinating that people that are unwell mentally, that are on mental mood stabilizers, are unstable.
And then they blame the drug, like they weren't fucking whacked before that.
They were trying so hard to get okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps they're too far not okay.
It makes no sense. So they also said, and this I think is this is what it's all about. Quote, Prozac may be overprescribed. That's the problem.
Certainly.
A little bit overprescribed. Everything's overprescribed because people want to give people what they want to shut them up and get them out of their office. It's just that's human nature.
But it works for some people. So when it works, you're going to prescribe it because fucking this might work.
Because it worked.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Prozac may be overprescribed and doctors may need to monitor users more carefully. The standard 20 milligram dose may be too high for some people. And also says it shouldn't be combined with other drugs or alcohol. And it says it right on there. And when you do that, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Which is, duh. Smoke weed and then drink. Do them separately. Then do them together. They feel much different.
It's way different.
You know what I mean? It's just you combine the two. Now you got a different thing.
But when you're taking something that's a suppressant, and you're taking another thing that's a suppressant, you're going to suppress so much.
Yeah, and then also maybe two negatives equal a positive sometimes, and that's a problem too. Maybe that'll make you more aggressive rather than two suppressives. Two suppressions equal one aggression. Who knows? We don't know. This shit isn't meant to be done together. So September 1990, JC is admitted to the forensic unit of the hospital here so the doctors can evaluate his competency to stand trial.
Yeah.
In February 1991, the state's forensic psychiatrist concludes that Gardner is incompetent to stand trial.
Is that right?
Incompetent. The doctors are then ordered to continue evaluating him to determine when he will be competent. And as a part of this, they're specifically tasked with evaluating the effects of Prozac on his brain because that's what the defense is going after.
Yeah.
While they're monitoring him, they monitor him both on and off the drug.
I'm not curious.
So they run a clinical comparison with a medicated JC versus a non-medicated JC. They keep him under observation. They take notes. His lawyer visits him at the hospital, and he says, wow. And he says that this is one of the better, he says, quote, they found my client funny at the funny farm. That means he's incompetent to stand trial. He is a quote machine, this guy.
Well, that would take so long because the drug takes a while to get out of your system, to get back to the balance. Yeah. And then to re-drug takes as long or longer to get to that balance.
They have till whenever he's competent.
That's just pushing trial 2 years down the fucking road.
They don't really care about when it happens. They need it to be medically, So he also says, quote, I can tell the difference from the legibility of his writing and the trembling of his right arm. He says he can personally tell the difference whether he's on Prozac or not on Prozac. Okay. They said trembling, by the way, is a documented Prozac side effect. Sure. Psychomotor agitation. So little tremble in the hand or whatever. He also says that, the lawyer says that his strategic position here is that, quote, truth is the longer his client stays at the state hospital, the better. It buys him some time to build a case against Prozac, basically. He also says, quote, in my opinion, anybody facing the death penalty for murder earns the right to depression.
Oh.
Weird thing. So he remains in the hospital. He says that the lawyer said doctors believe Gardner is so totally depressed that he cannot assist in his own defense. Huh. And he says, I agree. He said if Gardner's depressed, it's because he's facing a possible death penalty. And yeah, that's terrible. Janice's family, the problem with all this, there's people waiting for results here, like you were saying. He said that they're frustrated with the wheels of justice cranking so slowly, and they're afraid that Janice's murder is going to be forgotten. It's going to get pushed under the rug somehow. So in Utah now, there's a statute here that defines mental illness, the defense of using mental illness. The statute says if you can prove that at the time of the crime you suffered from a mental illness that prevented you from forming the required mental state for the crime, you have a defense.
Broad window.
Either insanity or diminished mental capacity.
Okay.
The statute also has a clause that says if you're under the influence of voluntarily consumed alcohol, controlled substances, or volatile substances, you're not excused on the basis of mental illness. That's voluntary intoxication.
Okay.
You can't say...
Yeah. Is a controlled substance something prescription?
That's not prescription to you.
All right.
That you're not supposed to be taking.
Okay.
That would be voluntarily took a leisure drug or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
You're recreational,
you can't say,
having fun.
I didn't mean to strangle my wife. I was real drunk, because there'd be about half the murders in this country wouldn't be prosecuted.
I didn't mean to strangle her. I was on PCP and I thought she was a squirrel.
Oof. Boy, I mean, I hate squirrels, by the way. Hate them.
It was rabid.
Trying to steal my nuts. I don't take
the
that
mouth
shit.
And shit. You got to strangle those.
I keep a large collection of nuts in my house now, and I don't need them taken. Now, the statute, though, does not say what to do with involuntary intoxication. So he's trying to find a loophole here. Yeah. The legislature, when they wrote it, didn't address it. They don't address, the doctor told me to take a pill. Right. That's not involuntary. Now, to make it worse, the statute used to be different. Prior to 1983, Utah's mental illness defense statute used what's called the irresistible impulse test. In pre-83, the statute said if you suffered from a mental disease or defect that caused you to lack substantial capacity to either appreciate the wrongfulness of your conduct or conform your conduct to the requirements of the law, you have a defense. Okay. Basically, in 83, the Utah legislature took that apart. They repealed the irresistible impulse prong, leaving only the cognitive prong. Did you know what you were doing is wrong? If yes, you're guilty. Doesn't matter how crazy you are, essentially. And a lot of states did this. In the 70s, they went too far with people getting off on mental illness things. So in the 80s, everybody made laws that said basically, if your head is attached to your body, you did it and fuck you. Doesn't matter how crazy you are. Doesn't matter if you have 9 personalities, if you thought you were on another planet. Doesn't matter.
Well, if you ball the body up in a bed sheet and take it out into the woods, does that prove that you knew the wrongness? You know what I mean?
I would say so. Yeah. Absolutely. But like that, this is mainly like in Georgia, that Chloe Driver case, the young lady who killed her baby and then tried to kill herself. And she was literally fucking insane. Had no idea. She was on another planet crazy. Yeah. And everybody knew it, including the judge, including everybody. But the prosecution, the only way in Georgia for this to be okay is if she's so crazy she thought the baby was trying to kill her. So that was what it was. It's such a narrow thing. You have to be so crazy that you think they're trying to kill her. And there's no way to prove she thought a 6-month-old was trying to kill her. So she was automatically guilty, even though everyone in that courtroom knows she's crazy as a fucking loon and doesn't belong in prison. You know, at least not yet. So anyway, that's what they're doing. So the pretrial theory from Bayok, the lawyer, is my client took Prozac, doctor prescribed it. That means it's involuntary. The Utah code doesn't address involuntary intoxication. Therefore, the court should fall back to the pre-1983 standard, which is the same as Colorado's current standard at the time, which includes irresistible impulse. Under that standard, J.C. lacked the capacity to conform his conduct to the law because of Prozac's side effect. There we go.
This guy's good. This is why he's got a plane.
This is what I mean. You have a plane for a fucking reason. This is clever shit. I mean, as far as legality goes.
Not guilty, Your Honor. No.
Yeah. If you're the Fondren family, you want to fucking murder this guy with a fireplace poker. But if you're everybody else just in the legal system, it's gamesmanship, you know? So the judge says, I'm holding that involuntary intoxication, even if it leads to temporary mental illness, still falls under the current Utah code. Okay. Meaning the defense would have to show that J.C. Gardner lacked the mental state to commit the crime under the later statute, not the pre-83 one. Okay. So they're fucked, essentially, is what that does. Oh, boy. So this isn't a separate there's no separate statute for involuntary intoxication. The judge is like, I ain't going to make one. Yeah. So it isn't happening. So essentially, by the way, this judge also was the same judge in the Halcyon defense case. Right. So I think he doesn't like the publicity he got for that. So he's trying to make sure. It would be my guess anyway.
Yeah, leave me the fuck out of it. I'm involved? Fuck.
Yeah, shit. So under this, basically, under Utah Statute 76-2-305, the question isn't could he conform his behavior, it's did he know what he was doing and did he know it was wrong? Okay. This is not good. Because bought a folding shovel, bought rubber gloves, took 2 pairs, drove to the apartment, came through the window, shot her in the chest, carried her body out, stripped her, probably raped her, took fucking her stuff, dumped it out, went back to the house, drove. He didn't sit in the front lawn covered in blood and go, I feel terrible about what I did.
Or pace around going, what have I done? What have I done? You had a beer, man.
Yeah, you had a beer to chill yourself out
Process
here.
It all.
Basically, did he know what he was doing? It's obvious he knew what he was doing. So you can't go on that. By the way, 1991, there's a big garden placed in memory of Janice, by the way. The former director of nursing there was killed, and they said the memory of Janice will rest peacefully here. She is dearly missed. So it's a nice garden, I believe, at the center there. Okay. And they said that a $500 nursing scholarship will be given locally in her memory to a student who specializes in gerontology as well. Oh, yeah. So now, what can JC do here? Well, he can do what's called a conditional plea. Conditional plea is when you plead guilty but reserve the right to appeal a specific pretrial ruling. Oh. So if the appellate court reverses the pretrial ruling and the Supreme Court of Utah says the judge was wrong, then the standard for involuntary intoxication is different. Then the conditional plea can be withdrawn and the case can proceed that way.
All right.
So it's not a final end. It's interesting. So January of 1992, J.C. Gardner enters a conditional plea of guilty to first-degree felony murder. Oh. In exchange, the state drops the aggravated burglary charge, which that's the death penalty aggravator. Death penalty is off the table. So the plea is conditioned on Gardner's right to appeal the judge's pretrial ruling on the involuntary intoxication standard. Yeah. Okay. Sentencing comes around. You, sir, may fuck off 5 years to life in Utah State Prison, which is standard Utah sentencing. Indeterminate sentence. You go in front of the Pardons and Parole Board every so often, and they decide when you get out, but it could be up to life, whatever. Now, right away, he wants to appeal. The lawyer says, quote, that he contends it was wrong for Utah legislature to eliminate an irresistible impulse clause from the state's murder statute in 83, and he'll make that argument with the higher court. Okay. Now, this sucks because the Fondrens were very happy that he was going to prison. They didn't give a shit about the death penalty. They just didn't want to go through the trial. Right. They did not want to see all these pictures of their daughter. And, it's horrible, a trial for the victim's family.
And then hear the whole thing.
It's fucking terrible, It's the worst. So he's sentenced, he's pled, great, fuck him, is essentially what they're saying. Okay. Now, so that's what he's trying to do here. He says, I won't rest until I get the involuntary intoxication defense, based on the belief that it's our belief that Mr. Gardner was under the influence of Prozac, which caused those things. 1994. Remember Ilo Grunberg?
Yeah.
Our Halcyon-induced
8 shots in her
8-shot shooter there. She moved to Las Vegas, and on the anniversary of her mother's death, she hung herself or hanged herself, whatever you want to put it. Yep, committed suicide. Yep.
1 year or like several years later?
It's 5 years later, I think.
Wow, but on the day.
Or 6 years later, on the anniversary of it. The former son-in-law, who was also the cop who found the dead mother, said money isn't everything, because she had millions of dollars. Wow. He said, money isn't everything. They could take care of her financially, but the guilt, even though it was not her fault, I think finally just got to her.
Holy.
Yeah, she obviously had some mental problems, and that results in that. So, Utah Supreme Court. Now, the defense is arguing that since involuntary intoxication doesn't appear in the statute doesn't contemplate the defense, and therefore the court should adopt the standard, which is more lenient, like we said. The Utah legislature has not adopted a separate statutory provision dealing with involuntary intoxication. They also go through on his appeal, all of the different cases from Michigan, Indiana, and others addressing these questions, cites People versus Cawley, a Michigan Court of Appeals decision involving a defendant who killed someone after taking excessive amounts of Halcyon. Again, different case out there. The Michigan court held the defense of involuntary intoxication is part of the defense of insanity when the chemical effects of the drugs or alcohol render the defendant temporarily insane. So that's kind of what this judge said before. Did he know temporarily insane would mean he didn't know the wrongfulness of his actions. Right. So they still say he knew the wrongfulness of his actions. The judgment is affirmed. Okay. He's in prison. What do you think he's going to do in prison?
Hang himself.
Read the dictionary. Yeah. He does graduate level work in ornithology.
What's ornithology?
Birds. Fucking birds.
He loves animals, doesn't he?
I believe that's birds.
Yeah.
Through a correspondence course with Cornell University, too. Good college. It's birds.
Shit.
Now, he had a bachelor's degree in zoology, so that makes sense that he would do that. The Cornell Lab of Ornithology has famous correspondence online course called Bird Biology Course, which dates back to the 90s. He does that, and he's an expert on birds now.
Fuck.
He earns a master's degree in business information systems from Utah State University, which is interesting, participates in naturopathic studies through an academy program, gets in zero trouble, has zero disciplinary things, nothing. He's the model prisoner when he gets in there. Okay. August of 2000, he goes before the Utah State Board of Pardons.
He's the least dangerous person on earth right now.
Right now, it seems like that, right? But
Love
fuck,
birds,
I wouldn't,
for Christ's sake.
Wouldn't trust his ass still. Fuck him. Nope. What he did was calculated as fuck.
So bad.
So he goes to the Utah Board of Pardons here, and they said that he's been a model prisoner, all this type of shit. He's serving 5 years to life, and he's been doing great. He claimed he's under the influence, and blah 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 blah. Now at the parole hearing, he said that he did not go through the front door like he had originally said. He actually tells the truth about that because he knows he has to. Says, I came to the back door, and as I leaned against it to knock on it, it simply came open, which we know isn't true.
That's not true.
Nope. As far as the rest is concerned, about my recollection, that is true. I went through a chemically induced hell at the Utah State Hospital for a year trying to recover memory and treatment, which did not do so. He says he's been has not been on any psychiatric medication since he left the hospital in Provo, and he's much better now. Gardner said the basic things about what happened at that time are true. There's a lot of other information in there in the report that this is the first time I've ever heard many of those allegations. So the board member of the parole board said it was interesting that Gardner remembered a detail about going into the apartment but doesn't remember much after that. Regarding that, he said that's the thing that bothers me every day. He's like, me too, I know, right?
You think
Unreal.
You're stumped. I'm the
Think
one
about
in
how
here.
I feel.
You get to have coffee at home every day.
I really got egg on my face here. I mean, I don't know what happened. He said that is
about swallows.
That's the thing that bothers me every day because this is one of the actions. What I did is something for which there's no way to recompense anybody. I can't bring her life back. If I could, I certainly would. He said there's nothing he can do to lessen the pain. He said the fact is it affects them, the Fondren's family, actually far more harshly than it does me. And I realize that. And that is something that is that's a continuing sorrow for me every day and will be regardless of my situation for the rest of my life. Janice's family, shockingly, they don't want him out.
No?
Surprising. Yeah, I wonder why. I wouldn't either. So they said that Beth, the sister, told the hearing officer, during the past 5 years, much has happened to the Fondren family, none of which we could share with our sister Janice. Why? Because she's no longer with us on this earth. And why is that? Because J.C. Gardner senselessly took her life in cold blood for no reason. He decided to snuff out her young life. He purposely, maliciously broke into her apartment to kill her. He should spend the rest of his life in prison because my sister having to live with the sentence my sister is having to live with the sentence J.C. Gardner gave her, death.
Right.
Okay. Mom, Betty Jo, and the younger brother also testified. They talked about the memorial garden and all that kind of shit. 2017 here.
My.
So that goes, he's denied parole there. 2017 comes up. They did say during that you will be paroled in 2020. That's what we decided from 2000 is we'll probably parole you in 2020.
Okay.
But you still have to have your meetings every once in a while. 2017, he says in his parole hearing that his memory of that evening is, quote, really sketchy. So they press him and say, why did you go to the house that day with a gun and gloves? And he said, I do not remember making the decision to bring the gun with me into the house. And they said, what about the gloves? And he said, I can only think that the rubber gloves were a deliberate attempt to obscure my presence while I was there. Right. No shit. Right. Why else would you wear rubber gloves? Unless you're going to go up somebody's asshole, I don't see what you're wearing them for.
I just like to wear them because my hands sweat and it feels nice.
I was going to break in and do her dishes, and they just get, you know what I mean? They get chafy and dry.
It's not palm olive.
It's not good. Yeah, he can only. Wow. He says, I can only think. Then he says, what I did 27 years ago was a horrendous thing, a tragedy. No way to express his sorrow, the remorse that I feel toward any of those who have been so terribly affected by what happened here. Janice's sister, again, said, I prayed every day that you will not allow him to get out even earlier than originally planned.
Right.
Now, they also have mental health findings that since he's been in prison, they found out. He has borderline personality disorder, which was just recently diagnosed, though, in the last couple of years. Yeah, which could have came on later, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But they said it maybe not. It's probably a long-standing personality disorder. It's if you don't know borderline, it's unstable relationships, impulsive behavior, fear of abandonment. Basically, if you're in a relationship with a borderline person and they're trying to start shit and you won't start shit, they will make sure that you will start shit. Yeah. They'll make sure. They'll fucking punch you in the face if they have to get a reaction out of you. They'll need
cheat on you and make
back.
Sure that you find out about it.
Because they want drama and chaos. They need it.
It's not a good person.
It's tough. It's nothing against the people, but it's not a good person to be in a relationship with. It's a hard person to be in a relationship with.
Behavior that's not conducive to relationships.
Yep. Absolutely. They also said he's still blaming Prozac for much of what happened, and the board member says she doesn't like that. She's concerned about Gardner making excuses versus taking responsibility for what happens. She also says she's concerned that the report showed little change in his personality compared to his first evaluation 25 years ago. JC says, look, here's what I'd like you to do. Don't let me out now. Let me out. I need 3 more years. Let me out in 2020 like we planned. I don't even want to get out now. Yeah. I'm good for a couple more years, because I'm just concerned about what's right, obviously.
I got work to do in here.
I got a lot to do in here. So August of 2020, JC is released on parole.
Wow.
He's let out. Within a month, Janice's mom dies.
Oh.
Coincidence? Who knows? But she dies. Now, he's paroled, gets a parole officer. He's living in St. George still.
What?
Yeah, he goes back there. He has nowhere else to go. So the conditions include report regularly, no firearms, obviously, no contact with the victim's family. That should be obvious. Standard shit. Get a job, check in, whatever. He gets a job. In October of 2022, now, this is 2 years later, a 54-year-old woman is arrested by St. George police on multiple felony counts of theft, specifically stealing guns and knives. Now, we don't know who she stole them from, but we're not, that's pretty, it doesn't matter. It's academic at this point. It doesn't even matter at all. But she had stolen guns that got recovered and she got arrested. When the police asked her, what did you do with the rest of the guns you stole that we didn't recover? She said she, quote, sold the guns to J.C. Gardner.
Oh, my God.
Guess who's not supposed to have guns? That's right. So that's interesting. She could have said anything. I sold them to some guy. I don't know who the hell he was. She said J.C. Gardner. So they're going to go talk to him. Did you buy guns from this woman? He said, of course not. I didn't buy anything from her. That's crazy. And then he says that then he goes, but she did ask me to store the guns at my residence for just a couple days. And then they got moved right out of my house, though. He said, I never purchased them. I was just holding them for. I mean, if someone said, hey, hold this for a second, you wouldn't make sure you were allowed to first. You just hold it. That's what people do. It's easy. Here, hold my sandwich. You go, sure.
So does it still have them?
Well, then they find phone records, and because now it's 2022, so they find this, they go through his messages, and on his parole, they don't even need a warrant. They can just look at his phone if they feel like it. The messages on his phone show him sending the woman messages inquiring about purchasing guns, making offers, negotiating prices.
Would he do this on fucking Facebook Marketplace or something?
Just texting her back and forth, or social media or whatever, maybe Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, he sent all these texts. So he gets charged in the same court that handled his murder with 4 counts of being a restricted person in possession of a weapon.
Idiot.
Then they search his home and find a 9mm handgun.
His favorite,
same caliber. Interesting. He has it's a cheap one. What is it? SCCY Sky. That's how you pronounce it, apparently. I guess it's about a $200 subcompact 9mm, small. Shitty, cheap street gun, basically. He has thousands of bullets. He's not allowed to have any bullets. He has thousands of bullets. Thousands of different calibers, 3 different calibers. Then, through more investigation and text messages and everything, they find that he previously possessed other firearms, including an AR-15.
Nice.
Murder, parole. You can have none of this. So the thing is, the 9mm is from Florida. It's manufactured and sold in Florida. Somebody had brought it into Utah from out of state, which means the federal government is now involved in this investigation. Jesus. So the law requires that the firearm have at some point moved in interstate commerce. The minimum nexus is nothing, basically. Every firearm in America is made in one state and sold in another, so it's just basically if it's illegal. Yeah. So the U.S. District Attorney's Office of Utah picks it up. 2023, he pleads guilty to 1 count of felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. You, sir, may fuck off 102 months in federal prison. 8.5 years.
Yeah.
Plus 3 years of supervised release after that.
How old is he now?
Well, when he gets out, he's 65 when they sentence him there. So he's going to be like 74 years old, 73 years old when he gets out, which is rough.
God damn.
So we don't know. Now, the Prozac question keeps going on too. Basically. In 2004, here, the FDA issued a warning on Prozac and all SSRIs for increased suicidal ideations in young adults and adolescents. Yeah. In 2007, it expanded the warning, but, we all know what it does. It's fine.
It's the reason I don't take those things.
It's tough. I mean, Janice is buried at the Berkeley Memorial Gardens in Moncks Corner, Berkeley County, South Carolina. So they did bring her home anyway. That's nice. The family at least was able to bring their daughter home to be buried at home and not have to go to fucking Utah to visit her corpse. So there you go, everybody. St. George, Utah. And this was a wild, kind of famous precedent-setting case. So we kind of had to do this case. It's a real weird case and just a weird... This guy is just think about what he is. He's a stalker.
Yeah.
And I think that's who he is. I mean, Prozac doesn't make you a stalker, does it? No.
But when you're 30, there's a lot of different things that go into the psychology of a 30-year-old man that feels inferior. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're not ready for the world if you haven't been through some things by then.
If I could just hurt this lady who's in my way, then everything will be fine. Because she was sending me love letters before, and now this Janice is in her ear. Like, give me a break, dude. Grow up. So, anyway, there you go. There is Utah. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, get on whatever app you're listening on. Give us 5 stars. It helps a ton. Give us a thumbs up on Netflix. Also helps a ton.
Sure.
Helps drive the show up rankings and do all that fun shit. So keep doing that. Follow on social media at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. For sure, do that. Definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Right.
Oh, boy. Get there for tickets for live shows. September 18th, Pabst Theater, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Those are almost gone, so get those now. Right. September 19th, State Theater, Minneapolis. Wow. Let's go, Minneapolis.
It's going to be good.
We can't wait. We love Minneapolis. So get in there, especially in a nice time of year when it's not 4 degrees outside. It's going to be awesome. Do not let Milwaukee punk you. Get in there and get those tickets right now. So do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Then listen to Crime and Sports, one of our shows where we're doing a show about the Yahweh Ben Yahweh cult right now because there was a professional football player who murdered a bunch of people for him, Robert Rozier. So we're doing that, a multi-parter. Check that out. Also, Your Stupid Opinions, which is just hilarious. Our faces hurt for making it because it's funny, so you should like it. Then get yourself Patreon.
Oh, boy.
Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above.
Right.
You get everything we put out. I'm talking as soon as you subscribe, you get hundreds of back bonus episodes you've never heard before. Then you get new ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. You get them all, everybody.
That's right.
This week, what you're going to get for Crime and Sports, we're going to do theme park disasters. It's back again because we keep getting popular demand on this. Hey, where's that's been a few months. What's up with theme park disasters?
People are losing legs still.
Oh, they're all over the place. Then for Small Town Murder, listener's choice, everybody. Your choice, either the crash and the story surrounding the crash documentary, the Mackenzie Shirilla car murder with the car, or Corey Richins Part 3, which is so much more information. She's a bigger liar than we thought.
It's amazing.
Her kids' statements come in now, which contradicts everything she said, and you get to see exactly what a more calculated lunatic she is. It's insane stuff, and you get to hear about the sentencing. So one or the other, it's on Patreon, the poll. Vote now. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all of that, and you get, not only that, all the shows we put out, Crime and Sports, Your Stupid Opinion, Small Town Murder, ad-free with your Patreon.
Ad-free?
On top of that, you get a shout-out, which happens right goddamn now. Jimmy, hit me with the names of the best goddamn people in the world who would never, ever, ever murder us just for being nice people and then blame it on something innocuous. Jimmy, hit me with them right fucking now.
Firstly, thanks to everybody that came out to Boston or Detroit and Buffalo, especially Emily, who makes those. She refurbishes the
yes.
The ponies.
She's
what
great with the My Little Ponies. We had such a nice time talking to her and her wonderful dad outside too.
Yeah.
Sweet people, and
wasn't bothering us at all. We were very curious about that pony.
She can talk to us about those ponies all day long, and we'll listen. She's a good kid. Thank you.
Executive producers this week are Penny Boyce, Tracy Poets, maybe Poets. I don't know. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Elena Zammel. Hey. Elena Zammel. She's terrific. She was in Buffalo, I believe. Liz Vasquez. Lisa Michalski. Ashley Williams. Happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy birthday.
Lisa Wharton. Gary Howard is in Kenwood, Michigan. He missed that show, but he's up there.
Damn,
That's too bad.
Sorry we missed you, buddy.
Happy Hours in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Oh, boy.
I don't think that's home. I think he's on the road. That's tough.
Yeah,
Other producers this week. Matt Studer. He found $5 at a taco stand. Didn't know who to give it to, so he gave it to us.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We'll take your taco money. We appreciate it.
Peyton Meadows, Scott Richard, or maybe Richard. Dina Snyder. Life with an Autistic Child. Janice Hill, Dubrovsko. What is this? Dubrovsko and Stephanie, the real estate broker. Thank you so much, you guys. You're the best.
Thank you.
Parker Adelson, Hannah Hockenberry, Vanessa Bundel, probably? Bundel. Crystal Shamsey, Norma with no last name. James Barnhart, Crystal with no last name. Catherine Ballard, Ballard, Ari Nash. Ari? I think it's Ari. I don't know. PJ Hatmaker. Elena Sergey. Michael Elliott. What is this? Haley Grace? Glace. What? Glace, perhaps. Millie Lemonade. Lemonade. Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Brandon with no last name. Brandon. Wendy Brown. Judith Voigt. Eric Shalito. Scott Gamester. Tammy Cunningham. Richie's sister. Tony Delia.
The lost sister.
Delia. Justin with no last name. Reagan Baumgartel. Wow. Brett Carone. Jennifer Heights. Brian Winch. Michelle Hurd. Chris Butler. Jen O'Ryan. Cheryl Lucas. Tyler Smith. Diet Punk. Cynthia Meinhold. Sarah Beth. Robin Norton. Chris Kaufman. Leo F. Jonathan Peterhands. Wow. He has been just demolished his whole childhood.
Gym class was rough on him in 7th grade.
Peterhands?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Can't be that. John.
You'd have had to drop out of school if you went to New York. They would have been relentless. Bastard. It would have been tough. I'm sorry.
He might have a GED. We don't know. I wouldn't. I would.
Run from school. It's worth it.
Jeremy Springer, Jerry's kid. Heather Fitzpatrick. Ellen Hilbolt. Alexis Sarber, Kinsey with no last name, Sonia with no last name, Sonja perhaps, Paula Dawn Stevens, Julie Strand, Valerie Harden, Stephen K., Sarah Leahy, Dave Seagraves, Brian Lurette, Brian, it's never going to happen.
We're trying our best here, Brian.
Maureen Donovan, Courtney Andrade, Jess Rice, Adriana Siski, Alessandra Grant, Will with no last name, Melissa Taylor, Nick Arduini, Vanessa Evans, Lindsay Craig, what is it? It's Courtney. God damn it, Courtney. Courtney. Don't do this to me. Randy Miller, Dave and Amanda Yarlow, Jessica Dillon, Peggy Perkins, Allison with no last name, me, Kim Ashdown, Riley B, the lead dispensary or the lead dispensary, Jody Showmaker. It's not Shoemaker, it's Showmaker. Maureen Medeiros, that's Espanol. Shamil, Camille maybe, Loha. Camille with CH, that's not right. That's Shamil, right? Like the
Shamil.
What's the dress shit? Is that Shamil?
Chiffon.
Oh,
chiffon is CH, isn't it? I don't fucking know.
I'm making shit up now. Haley Makula, Sammy Nava perhaps, Ava Mangiello, Manganiello. What is that?
There you go. Close enough.
Rose Conklin, Clayton Lovelady, Chris with no last name, Dan Copps, Becca with no last name, Jerica Perkins, Go24 KKR, Nikos Lynch, Jennifer Smith, Jenna Plating, Paige Harmon, Chase Mazur, Mazer probably, Rich Adamek, Adamic, Shane and Ibby, Glenn S, Keith Bassett? I don't know. That's not Keith. Is that Keith with an A?
Keith?
No.
Keith?
You can't put an A in Keith. Tay with no last name. Kyle Tell maybe. Jake Winkler. Crystal Brooks. Nick Belgiorno. R with no last name. Just the letter R. Alex Schumacher. Ron Barnes. Michael Mouse. Courtney Hapner. Andrea Rafe Snyder, Belinda with an I, Elijah, Alicia Ludwig, that is, Jeremy A, Laura Bennett, Heather Costin, Lana Dovin, Devin.
Dive in.
Cowboys Fandow. Fandow? Do you mean fandom? That's a W, not an M. I didn't mistype that. Bradley Burns. I made this for you. That's a person. Megan with no last name. Catherine Filiato. That's a tough last name to have. April Park. Maxwell Bernard. J. Just the letter J. Zach Chelsea. Katie Purnell. Tim Papp. Andrew Newshafer, Mark Holmes, Mike Erickson, Matt Maline, Cherise, it's Cherie, Denny, right? Carrie Kovich. I'll talk my name out of anything. Talk myself. All right, Lee Kleinert, Amy B, Diggy McPitts, and all of our patrons. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do for us and for hanging out with us, for just everything. Thanks for coming to live shows. Thanks for doing everything that you do for us and with us. We damn well appreciate it. So keep hanging out with us. Keep following. Come to live shows. And if you want to follow us on social media or get any information about anything we're doing, shutupandgivememurder.com is where to do that. It's all redesigned, brand new. So check that out. Keep coming back and seeing us. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.